A pleasant good afternoon, football fans. We welcome you all to Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut, is live on the CACC Network and YouTube.com at Go Post Eagles. Your Post University Eagles, 1-1, make program history once again this afternoon as they play their first official NE10 conference game as they host the 0-2 Pace University Setters. A pleasant good afternoon, exciting good afternoon to everyone across our multiple networks and platforms. I'm Jeff Nelson, your voice for Eagle football, back again for all of this afternoon's action. 3 weeks ago, the Eagles won their first ever home game as a Division II representative with a dominant second half against West Virginia Wesleyan University. They won by the final of 41-24. They set several program records during that game. As we mentioned, the first win at home in program history, as well as most points scored in a game. Last week, though, the Eagles came ever so close to moving to 2-0, but fell on a last-second touchdown, 28-27, to Lake Erie College. The Eagles led 14-0 on a 41-yard touchdown reception by junior Josh Tracy, his fourth of the season, through various different ways, both receiving and kick returning, followed by a 29-yard touchdown run by sophomore quarterback Tyler Famicon. They took a 21-10 lead in the halftime on a 15-yard run by senior running back Isaiah Emanuel, the NE10 leader in rushing so far this year. Lake Erie kicker Jaffer Murphy kicked two of his three field goals in the second half to cut the Eagle lead to 21-16 before a chaotic final 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. Tayshawn Johnson scored on a 9-yard TD pass, followed by a missed two-point conversion to give the Storm a 22-21 lead with 3:04 remaining. The Eagles then marched down the field on a 12-play, 62-yard drive, capped off by Emmanuel's second touchdown of the game, a 3-yard run with 30 seconds left to give the Eagles a 27-22 lead. The Eagles missed their two-point conversion there, but had a 5-point lead. They kicked the ball off. The Storm managed to get the ball at the 25-yard line and work it all the way down to the Eagle 33 on 3 plays using their timeouts. And with 4 seconds left, quarterback Alex Lewis threw a pass up the left sideline that Allie Lee Jr. caught at the 10-yard line. He worked his way into the end zone as time expired, and the Eagles fell, shockingly, 28-27 to Lake Erie. A tough way to lose, a difficult way to lose a road game. Tough ride home, but inevitably part of the growth process for a young program on the rise in year number 3. And again, its first year in the NE10. The Eagles' two quarterbacks, junior Malachi Taylor and Famicon, were 12 for 30, 120 yards, and 1 touchdown through the air. Famicon added 68 yards on the ground in the aforementioned rushing touchdown. Emmanuel rushed for 138 yards overall with 2 touchdowns, while Josh Tracy, as we mentioned, led the way with 69 yards and that 1 receiving touchdown. Defensively, Miles Sneed, the freshman out of West Orange, New Jersey, and also the back-to-back NE10 Freshman of the Week, he's won it twice in 2 weeks, had 4 tackles, while sophomores Michael Gabetti and Travis Mangwal had a team-high leading 7 tackles each. For Pace, they come into Waterbury off of 2 home losses, first to East Stroudsburg, 41-6, then last week in a non-conference game versus the University of New Haven, 47-17. That game was tied at 14 after the first quarter on TD receptions by Elijah Lewis and Tyreek Smith, who's second in the NE10 in receiving yards, but then it was all UNH after that, as they outscored Pace 33-3 over the last 3 quarters to close the game out 47-17. Senior quarterback Ashawn Davis was 20 for 36, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 INTs while adding 42 yards on the ground. Junior running back Anthony Robinson had 30 rushing yards and 10 receiving yards, while redshirt senior Smith had 5 catches for 108 yards and the touchdown. Pace is 2-0 all-time versus Post, winning 45-6 in 2022 and 38-7 last season. In that game, the Eagles were down 23-0 at half and 29-0 in the third quarter before Tracy had an 8-yard touchdown reception for the Eagles, their lone score. The Setters hammered the Eagles on the ground with 374 yards rushing while throwing only 4 passes in the dominant performance in October of last season. Pace is coming off a 3-7 2023 campaign, going 2-5 in the NE10. The Eagles are looking to go back over 500 for the second time this season and get their first ever NE10 conference victory and their first NE10 official conference game. NE10 Conference Football Week number 1. Get ready. Both teams looking to start off 1-0. We'll be back in 1 minute with the starting lineups, national anthem, coin toss, and all of today's football action live from Waterbury, Connecticut. You're listening and watching the Post University Football on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. And we're back here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut. I'm Jeff Nelson with you on the broadcast. Once again, your voice for Post-Eagle football. Just getting ready for the national anthem and for the teams to take the field, and we'll get you the starting lineups shortly, and they will be coming up momentarily. Again, the third time these programs have ever met, the first time as conference foes, official conference foes. Eagles in year 3 as a Division II program. And Pace University, a long since Division II program. Setters here in Waterbury this afternoon. Good crowd on hand, filing in from the parking lot. The perfect football day. If you're on the field, the weather couldn't be any better. A breeze coming out of the north. We'll get you all that information when we go through the starting lineups momentarily. Again, just waiting for our national anthem to come up. Upcoming schedule in the NE10. We'll do that real quick for you. Yesterday, Bentley defeated Southern Connecticut 34-24. So officially, Bentley 1-0, the only team in conference with a win so far. Southern Connecticut falls to 0-1. Scheduled today, St. A's plays at AIC. That game started at noon. We'll see if we can get you an updated score as we move along. Franklin Pierce is at the University of New Haven. That game will start at the same time as this one at 1 o'clock. Now we will take a moment for our national anthem. That was our national anthem. Now the starting lineups brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. That'd be online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs to visit campus, take a tour, or apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from Pace, their starting lineup on offense is quarterback Ashawn Davis, senior out of Willingsboro, New Jersey. On the season so far, Davis is 37 for 64 with 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, 468 yards. The running back is Anthony Robinson, Jr., 5'7", 195 out of Penns Grove, New Jersey. They go 3 wide receivers with Tyreek Smith, redshirt senior out of Stratford, Connecticut, so homecoming for Smith. Teddy Harper, senior wide receiver, 5'9", 190 out of East Orange, New Jersey. And Elijah Lewis, senior wide receiver, 6'2", 195 out of Smyrna, Delaware. Their tight end is Andrew Hosey, redshirt senior, 6'3", 225 out of Monmouth, New Jersey. Their offensive line, we've got Howard Stedford, sophomore, 6'4", 245 out of Meriden, Connecticut. The guard is Modibo Ballo, sophomore out of Brooklyn, New York. The center is Dominic Clifford, freshman, 6'2", 285 out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Right guard is Thomas White, sophomore, 6'4", 195 out of Red Bank, New Jersey. And the right tackle is Justin Federico, junior, 6'5", 310 out of Putnam Valley, New York. The head coach is Andy Rondo. He's 23 and 64, and this is year number 11. For Post University, their starting lineup, they'll start off in the 2-quarterback monster, Malachi Taylor, once again, the junior out of New York City, Harlem. 6', 180, but Tyler Famicon, the sophomore out of Stratford, Connecticut, 5'11", 183, will play a lot. Running back Isaiah Emanuel, the league's leading rusher at the moment, 5'10", 185 out of Providence, Rhode Island. Josh Tracy, who is in the top 25 in receiving in NCAA Division II, 5'9", 165 out of Avon, Connecticut. He's one of the wide receivers. Jermaine Tillery, 5'10", 188 out of Trenton, New Jersey. And Anthony Gambino, graduate, 6'2", 205 out of Manorville, New York. The tight end is Ethan Brown, junior, 6'3", 235 out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Eagle offensive line, Gio Rivera, 6'6", 265 out of the Bronx. Reese Hadika, senior, 6'5", 250 out of Fairhaven, Vermont. Nick Moose, the graduate student, 6', 260 out of Milford, New Jersey, plays center. Trey Pickney on right guard, senior, 6'5", 300 out of Rahway, New Jersey. And Colby Lorson Rice, 6'1", 255 out of Lawrence, Massachusetts, plays right tackle. For the Eagles, a very experienced offensive line, year 3 together. As the unit head coach is Adam Schultz, he's 2-20, and this will be season number 3 officially at the Division II level. Those are your starting lineups brought to you by Post University. Once again, ranked number 6 by U.S. News and World Report as having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Got you an updated score out of AIC right now. AIC leads St. A's 16-0 up in Springfield, Massachusetts. That game is in the second quarter. Fans filing in. Pace has taken the field. They are on the visitor sideline on the far side. They're wearing their road whites with the dark blue and yellow, dark blue helmets, and all white jerseys and white pants. Eagles have now taken the field. They're wearing their home grays with orange lettering, purple helmets, and gray pants. Kickoff weather is 70 degrees, partly cloudy, wind out of the north-northeast, so it'll be blowing across the field at 11 to 15 miles an hour, humidity moderate. So an excellent football day. Again, if you're playing on the field, you've got warmer weather plus the wind, a coolish wind because it's coming out of the north. Something to keep an eye on, though, for the kickers and punters as the game moves on, because if you look at the flags on either side, they're swirling because the wind is really blowing sort of at us in the broadcast booth, blowing across the field as you look at the camera. So if you're looking at the camera and that view, the wind is sort of blowing in your face with the direction, but swirling a bit on the field. So now the captains are going out for the coin flip. And we are awaiting the coin flip here. Game officials today from the NE10. We have referee Jay Johnson. The umpire is Adam Jacoby. Head linesman Brandon Massillon. Line judges Craig Carew. Field judge Daniel Canero, side judge Matt Williams, and back judge John Keys. So Post will receive the opening kickoff, and they will go right to left as you look at your screen this afternoon here on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles, whatever platform you choose to watch us on. We thank you very much for joining us this afternoon and spending part of your Saturday with us. Don't forget to stay with us at halftime today. We'll go around the Post University sports scene and the NE10 here on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. The Eagles about to take the field for the first time as official NE10 conference members in an NE10 conference game. The Eagles will go right to left, again in their dark grays. The setters will go left to right. Josh Tracy back to receive, along with Edward Bandy. Back to kick for Pace. Dylan Squilciati, the senior out of Kings Park, New York. And left-footed kicker gets the ball under his foot to Bandy at the goal line. He fakes for a second, then keeps going. He gets to the 10, makes a move at the 15, and then tackled at the 20. Might have had one more move and could have been gone. A little confusion when he caught the ball. I think he was going to down it in the end zone, but he was kind of on the 1 right at the goal line. So thought better of it. Managed to get, looks like they're going to mark him officially at the 20, and that's where the Eagles will start. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, and Malachi Taylor will start the game at quarterback for the Eagles. Again, the Eagles switch quarterbacks drive to drive right now. First and 10. Eagles will start the game in the pistol. 1 receiver wide right, 2 receivers short side left. Snap to Taylor, who hands off to Emmanuel, makes a move at the 25, gets up to the 28-yard line. 29 for 4 yards. Makes it 2nd and 4. Eagles quickly to the line. Again, another handoff to Emmanuel right up the middle. Again, finds a hole, gets past the 35. That's a first down for the Eagles. And 2 quick running plays for Emmanuel, and the Eagles have a first down just past the 35. They'll mark it at the 36 officially. So the Eagles 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. This game a year ago, Pace ran all over the Eagles, out rushing them 374 to 90. But so far, 2 plays, and the Eagles look good so far. Trips to the right, single receiver, short side left as Taylor's in the shotgun. He gets the pass, looks over the middle, throws over the middle, dangerously looking for Tracy, who was sort of boxed in by 4 separate defenders. Probably good that Taylor threw it toward the ground because there was a box in on Taylor right at midfield. That'll lead to 2nd and 10. One thing the Eagle quarterbacks have done, they haven't had a great throwing percentage so far this season, but they have not turned the ball over, and that was one of the bugaboos of the Eagle quarterbacks in years past. Handoff to Emmanuel out of the shotgun. He makes a great move from right to left. He's about a yard short of the first down. Let's see where they officially spot him. They're right on the 45. 9-yard run for Emmanuel, and that'll be 3rd and 1 at the Eagle 45. They need a full 1 on 3rd and 1. Third and 1, Eagles quickly to the line. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Into the pistol. Hands off to Emmanuel, trying to get that 1 yard. Makes a nice move, but he's going to be short by about a half a yard. They'll actually mark him at the same spot. Thought maybe he got a little bit more, so now 4th and 1, and an interesting decision for the Eagles. They tried some power football to get Emmanuel the 1 yard, and it looks like the Eagles are going to punt on 4th and 1 in their own territory. So Pace gets the Eagles off the field after 4 good plays. And Eagles come up 1 yard short. And Aiden Kane, 8th currently in the NE10 in punting, will be back to punt. He's got a 34.33 average on the season so far. Snap to Kane is clean. Kick is up, and he gets under. A good punt by Kane. They're going to go for a fair catch. The ball bounces, takes an Eagle bounce, and a roll out of bounds right around, say about the 20. They're going to mark it right at the 20, so a 35-yard punt for Kane. And Pace will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Alshon Davis, the quarterback for Pace out there. 1st and 10, twin receivers to the left. Single receiver in motion to the right, moves into the pile. Davis back to pass, throws it to that receiver, caught at the 20, makes a move at the 25 before he's tackled down at the 28-yard line nicely. And that receiver is Tyreek Smith, the 5'10", 195 redshirt senior out of Stratford, Connecticut. As we mentioned in the pregame, Davis on the season, 37 for 64, 468 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and gets a quick little short pass there as it's 2nd and 2 now. 8-yard gain officially as Davis is in the shotgun. Standing next to him is Anthony Robinson to the right. 1 receiver left, 2 receivers to the right in this formation. Davis gets a snap, hands to Robinson. It's a run. He'll get the first down and a couple more. And before he's tackled at the 34-yard line, Anthony Robinson brought down. at the 34, the 5'9" junior out of Fanwood, New Jersey. On the season, he had 10 carries for 30 yards, but got 6 on that one. And the Setters have a first down at their own 34-yard line. A tighter formation for the Setters. Robinson behind Davis in the pistol. Snapped, hand to Robinson, who goes up the middle, tries to find a hole, and he manages to find one and gets 5 yards before being brought down by the Eagles' Miles Sneed, the back-to-back NE10 Player of the Week. The safety, 5'9", 180 out of West Orange, New Jersey. He came up to make that tackle, but a solid gain of 6 to make it 2nd and 4. Now quad receivers to the left, all stacked, single receiver right, as there's an empty backfield for Davis on 2nd and 4. Eagles should watch the draw here. Eagles show blitz as Davis waits, backs, takes the snap, not throwing it on the short side. Long pass over here, and it is out of the reach, but then a late flag, and that's a questionable call. Let's see what it's going to be before I question it. Jaheim Chambers, wide receiver, 5'11", 180, wrong player. That was Elijah Lewis, wide receiver junior out of Salisbury, Connecticut. Ball went over his head. They're going to call pass interference on the Eagles. That's a 15-yard penalty, so an automatic first down. And for the first time in our 3 years, we have the official mic'd up so I can actually hear what he's calling. Haven't had that before, so that's a good sign. Instead of sort of guessing what each penalty is based on hand motions, we now can actually hear what the official is calling. So progress, electronic progress here at Municipal Stadium. But 1st and 10 for the Setters at the Eagle 44. Robinson to the left of Davis with 1 receiver left, 2 to the right on 1st and 10. Snap to Davis, looks over the middle, now looks to the right, throws over the middle, caught by Smith, but a gain of only 2 on that play as the Eagles came up to make the tackle, led by 4 Jaden Fleeting, junior out of Windsor, Connecticut. He makes the tackle, and the Setters have 2nd and 8 on the near side of the field at the Eagle 42. Setters slowing it down a little bit as they were moving quickly in the beginning. Twin receivers to the left. Robinson to the left of Davis in the shotgun. Smith on the right side bunched into the formation. Eagles showing blitz, but they don't. A toss pass ahead to Smith, who tries to get around the pile, and he's brought down with a heavy flip by Jaquin Wembley, who got in and cost Smith 5 yards. It's a forward pass as it went right in front of Davis, but Smith tried to make the corner, didn't make the corner. He got upended by a hard-hitting Fleeting, and Wembley, and he went up in the air for a loss of 4. So now 3rd and 12 at the Eagle 46 on the first possession for Pace here in the first quarter. Single receiver left, 2 receivers to the right. Ball on the far side of the field. It's 3rd and 12. Davis looks over, has Robinson to him to his right, next to him to his right. Now Davis takes the ball, looks over the middle, tries to throw deep into the middle. He finds Smith wide open at the 20, and he's brought down at the 18-yard line as he found a crease, and a nice pass by Ashawn Davis, finding, at the moment, number 2 in the NE10, Tyreek Smith. And that's a first down on 3rd and 12, and that's something the Eagles have to do. They have to get off the field. And one of the things the Eagles have been struggling with is getting sacks. That was an opportunity to get off the field and couldn't get the sack. And that leads to a 1st and 10 for the Setters at the 16-yard line. Inside the red zone for the first time today, go the Setters. Twins stacked to the right, single receiver left, Smith in the backfield. Not Smith in the backfield, running back in the backfield. Takes the ball, Davis over the middle to a wide open Smith. Don't know how he got that wide open, but easy peasy touchdown for the Setters. And a simple drive helped out by a pass interference penalty, and the Eagles down 6-0 on a 16-yard touchdown pass from Davis to Smith for Davis's 3rd touchdown pass of the season. For Smith, his 2nd reception of the season, and 3 catches on that drive for Smith. Squiliciati out there for the extra point. High snap, got it down, kick is up, and it is good. And it's 7-0 Pace on a 16-yard touchdown pass. And it is 7-0 Pace here in the first quarter. .8:18 remaining in the first quarter, 7-0 Pace here on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. Weren't able to give you the stat on the fourth down conversion, but the Eagles up until that point were 4 for 7 on fourth down conversions, and Pace was 3 for 6 so far this season, but the Eagles chose to punt instead, and Pace goes down the field 75 yards. Helped out by a pass interference penalty, which some would deem questionable, but nonetheless called, and the Eagles unable to get off the field on 3rd and 12 either, where they had been solid 36th in the nation in third down conversion D percentage, while Pace was only 5 for 26. But got the 3rd and 12 and eventually got the touchdown. Kickoff goes into the end zone for the touchback. Tracy kneels in the end zone. The Eagles take the ball at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 on their second possession of the game. Just goes to show at times, stats don't always tell the full story. Again, the Eagles solid on third down conversion defense, and Pace was struggling on third down conversions, but they get the 3rd and 12. And that led to a touchdown on the next play, and 7-0 Pace. And apparently offsides on the kickoff for the Pacers. Paul Simicata, graduate defensive end out of Lyndhurst, New Jersey, was offsides. That gives the Eagles a free 5 yards. So after the touchback, to get 5 more yards, and it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Eagles, with Famicon in the backfield as the quarterback, flanked by 2 running backs. Receivers on either side, 1st and 10. Famicon fake, keeps it, goes around the left side, will get enough for the first down. He got to the 40. Good hold. Faked a lot of people, did Famicon. Got to the 40. That should be enough for the first down, and it is. So Famicon's first play is a quarterback keeper and gets a first down. Adonis White in the backfield now next to Famicon. Twin receivers right, single receiver left. That's Tracy on 1st and 10 at the 40. Snap to Famicon, looks, throws it to White low, but he picks it up off the shoe tops, manages to make a good play out of a bad throw, got 3 yards. Well, she'll only give him 1, excuse me. Looked like he got a little more, but turned a negative play into at least a positive yard, and it's 2nd and 9 at the 41. Smith back out there after White makes a nice catch on the low throw by Famicon. Eagles in the pistol, far side of the field, twin receiver right, single receiver far side left. Smith in the pistol behind Famicon. Hands off, falls down, lost the yard that they gained, and now it's 3rd and 10 for the Eagles at the 40. Ramon Calderon comes into the game, replacing Ethan Brown. Eagles will go four wide receivers in this set. Famicon, 3rd and 10. Shotgun formation with Smith next to Famicon. Twin receivers on either side. Snap to Famicon, who looks over the middle, being rushed. Screen pass, gives it to Smith. Smith makes a move at the 40, gets to about the 44 before taken out of bounds at the 44 by multiple setters. And the Eagles unable to convert on 3rd and 6, where they were 32% coming into the game. Now they're 0 for 2. Third down conversion defensively, Pace 7 for 21, now 9 for 21. But twice the Eagles have moved the ball, got a first down or 2, and then been forced off the field by the setter defense. Kane, whose 35-yard punt last time, went out of bounds, kicking again, standing at his own 28. Kane gets back, almost had it blocked, but got a nice kick up in the air. Fair catch called for at the 20. Made by Teddy Harper, the senior out of East Orange, New Jersey, and the Setters will get the ball for a second time. Again, starting at the 20, 1st and 10. "36-yard kick for Kane, which bests his 35-yard kick on the first one. But the Setters start 1st and 10 again at the 20-yard line. Running backs flank Davis on both sides, 2 receivers to the left. Now Smith goes in motion to the far side. He throws to Smith, caught at the 20. He'll get to the 25 before taken out of bounds and tackled by Jaquin Wembley amongst a couple of Eagles. 5-yard gain, though, on first down. The Eagles need to do a better job of tracking Smith, who so far is everywhere he needs to be on the field and being found by Davis multiple times. That's his 4th catch already, and we're not even midway through the first quarter. Smith under center this time, rolls, being chased though, throws pass over the middle, and there's Smith again, caught the ball at the 40-yard line, 1st down. And the Eagles may need to start considering putting an extra player on Smith as Davis was being chased. By multiple Eagles in the backfield. He managed to spin away. One of the rare times we've seen a quarterback under center. But Davis makes a nice play there. Finds Smith, who's off the field on this play. Twin receivers right, single receiver to the left. Handoff, Davis, right up the middle. For a couple of yards, that's number 11. Lennon Fulgencio, listed as a tight end, 6'2", 265, out of Thelis, New York. Give him 6, 2nd and 4. As McGuire goes off the field. Just past midfield, 2nd and 4. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Jameer Howard in the backfield next to Davis on his right. Snap to Davis, looks over the middle now, rushing to the far side right. Looking for Howard, who dropped the ball. He was wide open in the flat, would have had an easy 1st down. But he dropped the ball. Davis threw it a little hard for as close as he was, but if he had gotten it there and he caught it, not something he shouldn't have caught, but dropped it, and that leads to a 3rd and 4. So again, the Eagles have an opportunity to get off the field here on 3rd down. 3rd and 4. Smith back out there. Eagles need to make sure they find him defensively, as he'll be on the near side right with another receiver. That's 84, Lewis. Twins to the left as well. 3rd and 4. Snap to Davis. Looks over the middle. Has Smith sort of running free in the middle, but now coming up, big hit, takes it, throws it to Smith. It pops up in the air and goes incomplete, but a big hit in the backfield. He was hit there by 15 of the Eagles' Michael Gabetti, who rocked Davis, forced him to throw a dangerous pass towards Smith, but this time the Eagles had multiple players within Smith's eyesight, deflected the ball, almost intercepted it, but it landed on the ground, and the Eagles will get off the field now. Better on that defensive series to get off the field as it's 4th down. Back to punt is Evan Glusick, sophomore out of Northport, New York. High snap, gets the ball off, kicks it fairly well, got a little bit of wind blowing that ball. It should go into the end zone, and it does for a touchback as Tracy was back, let it go over his head. And a 49-yard kick, but only net of 29 because it goes into the end zone, and the Eagles will start again 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line on their 3rd possession. Taylor back at quarterback as, again, the Eagles switch on every possession, it seems, at quarterback. So Taylor back again. Twin receivers short side left, single receiver right. Smith in the backfield in the pistol. Hand off to Smith. Goes up the middle, then comes out to the off-tackle side Gets about 5, though. Good fight. Rips off a helmet. You'd think there might be a face mask in there with his helmet being ripped off. So Smith will have to come out for a play, but he gained 5 yards, 2nd and 5. Adonis White in the backfield because Isaiah Emanuel had to come off. Snap. Taylor fakes the handoff, looks over the middle, throws it deep down the middle, looking for Tracy. Caught it at the 45. He's going in. Touchdown, Eagles. Into the nest goes Tracy, who caught the ball. A beautiful pass by Taylor as Tracy just kept running, and he floated a perfect pass at Josh Tracy. Ran underneath, and again, the leader in receiving yards in the NE10 gets another touchdown reception there on the Eagles' third play. Excuse me, that was their second play of that drive. Taylor throws his third touchdown pass of the season for Tracy, his fourth touchdown reception. And the Eagles, on a 74-yard touchdown reception by Josh Tracy, have made it 7-6. Here's Aiden Kane, snap, spot, kick, up good, and it's 7-7. With 3:08 remaining in the first quarter, the Eagles have tied the game on a 76-yard TD pass from Taylor to Tracy. And it's 7-7. So, again, something that wasn't necessarily in the Eagle arsenal last season, we're seeing more now. And then Eagles, two different quarterbacks. Taylor, really solid arm, good throw. Famicon, a little bit more of a rusher. But a beautiful ball by Taylor to Tracy, who ran underneath it, and he was wide open. He caught that ball and had nobody within 5 yards of him. And Tracy has been excellent on yards and receiving. He is the most dominant Eagle receiver so far. He's over 300 yards on the season. Again, his fourth touchdown. Nobody else on the Eagles has more than 40 yards. So Kane will kick off with Smith, really the lone receiver, standing on his 10, sort of a triangle formation, but Smith is the one in the far back, now back to his 5, with Kane kicking off. 7-7, Kane approaches the ball, kicks it, pops it up in the air. It's going to come short. Smith will come up and get it at the 15. Has a couple of blockers, gets to the 20, 25, makes it to the 30 before he's gang tackled, led by 51, Joey Poland, the 5'11", 195 freshman out of Burlington, Massachusetts. And the Setters go 1st and 10 with the ball officially marked at the 34-yard line. So Eagles got off the field on 3rd down, 2 plays, 76 yards on the 76-yard touchdown catch by Josh Tracy. 1st and 10, receiver left, bunch formation, and Robinson in the backfield. Snap to Davis was low. Hands to Robinson. That low snap caused the Eagle D to be able to get in the backfield, and Robinson maybe gained a yard. On 1st down, they'll give him about 1.5 yards, so make it 2nd and 8 officially at the 36-yard line. Setters bringing players in and out as 2nd and 8 officially from the 36. Ball right in the middle of the field. Twins to the left, twins to the right, 2 and 2. Robinson in the backfield next to Davis in the shotgun. Snap to Davis, looks left, throws left, high and out of bounds. His receiver slipped as well, which helped the Eagles as Ryan Rodriguez, the senior tight end out of New York City, fell. Might have been too high for him anyway, but once he slipped, he wasn't going to get back up and catch that ball. So now it's 3rd and 8 for the Setters at their own 36-yard line. Let's see if the Eagles get off the field again on 3rd down. Smith back out there. Eagles need to make sure they follow him wherever he goes. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Robinson next to Davis on his right in the shotgun. Davis taking his time, takes the snap again, another low snap, looks over the middle. Eagles getting in there, some pressure. He throws on the run as he was being tackled and dangerously overthrew 84 Elijah Lewis. Good pressure there by the Eagles to get off the field again on third down. Matthew Asinaga, the defensive lineman out of Providence, Rhode Island, he was in there to make Davis's life challenging. One of the things we didn't mention in the pregame, but we'll mention it now. Pace is one of the worst teams in the nation at allowing sacks so far. They've given up 10 sacks so far. That's 158th in the nation, second to last out of 159 teams. Eagles twice have had pressure. Now the punt comes up and almost blocked, but gets it up in the air, a high spiral that bounces off the Pace player and backwards. Eagles will get a break there as it rolled backwards. A 28-yard punt by Glusick, and the Eagles will have their best field position of the game starting at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10, as they go right to left. 1:41 remaining in the first quarter. 7 seconds. Guess there's a holding penalty as well. Didn't see the flag, but that'll push the Eagles back 10 yards. So scratch what I just said about best field position, as the Eagles will start at the 26 instead of the 36. They'd been back there before. And the Eagles will start 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line, coming off a 76-yard touchdown pass to Josh Tracy. Famicon back in the game at quarterback. First and 10, single receiver right, single receiver left, a multiple running back formation. Famicon fakes it, falls down, gets back up, fumbled the ball, and the setters may have gotten it. Eagles managed to get back on it, but that was sort of a calamity of errors. Famicon fell down, got back up, pushed himself forward, fumbled the ball, but luckily got back on the ball for a no gain. And that may have been the best thing that could have happened. The Eagles have been solid on turnovers. They're +1. They haven't really turned the ball over this season, which has been one of the things that they struggled with last year, particularly at the quarterback position. So far, neither Famicon or Taylor have thrown an interception. 2nd and 10, or fumbled away. 2nd and 10, single receiver right, 2 to the left, 1 running back in the backfield. That's Emmanuel. And whistle blows. And it's a delay of game on the Eagles, so now they've backed up 5 more yards to 2nd and 15. Not a good start to this drive for the Eagles. 2nd and 15. Eagles now back to the 21. 2 receivers far side left, single receiver right. Isaiah Emanuel in the backfield next to Famicon on his right. Brown in at tight end as well. He's on the left-hand side. Back to pass Famicon. Looks over the middle. Tries to get away from the oncoming rush. He does. Throws the ball down the right sideline. He got out of the pocket, so no grounding. He also threw it past the line of scrimmage. But that makes 3rd and 15 as the pocket sort of collapsed. And as good as the Eagles have been, they've only allowed 1 sack this season. That's tied for 13th in the nation to this point. Again, only through 3 weeks of football action. But Famicon able to escape and throw the ball out of bounds. So that makes it 3rd and 15 as we're coming close to the end of the first quarter, 25 seconds remaining. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Emmanuel still in the backfield in the pistol. Famicon fakes the handoff, then goes up the middle looking for space. He found some space, gets to the original 1st and 10 mark, so gained the 5-yard penalty yards back before he is crunched at the 31. Looked like he was tackled by, don't have a number on who tackled, multiple setters in there to make the tackle. But that's the end of the first quarter. with the Eagles and Setters tied at 7. We'll be back in 1 minute on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. Start of the second quarter, 7-7. Kane back to punt on 4th and 10. Standing on his own 10 as the Eagles go left to right to start the second quarter. Standing on his own 40 is Teddy Harper. Low punt, low snap. Nice play by Kane and get it. Popped up in the air. Harper moved up to the 45. Fair caught it. And that will be the end of the Eagle drive on a 33-yard punt by Kane. He did a good job to catch that low snap and get the punt off. But the best field position of the game for the Setters, 1st and 10 at the 44. As out come the Setters. Smith far side right, 2 receivers to the left. Robinson next to Davis in the shotgun. In motion goes Smith, right to left. Hand off to Robinson, who goes right, tries to break around the tackle. He makes a nice move to get more than he should have. Ended up with close to 5 yards. Probably should have been tackled right at the line of scrimmage, but escaped the 2 tacklers before finally being brought down by Kawaku Agaman, the defensive lineman out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Right at midfield now, 2nd and call it 5. Call it 5, excuse me. Single receiver right, twins to the left. Robinson to the left of Davis this time with the ball on the right hash. Snap to Davis. He'll hand it off to Robinson again with some forward momentum. He should have gotten the first down, and he did by about 2 yards. First down and 10 for the Setters, this time on the Eagle side of the field. As Robinson, 2 runs, gets them the first down. Ball placed on the 44-yard line. 7-7. In the second quarter. So far, both teams playing about even football. Each team has had a couple of big plays. The Eagles had the 76-yard touchdown reception by Tracy. And Tyreek Smith's had a couple of long receptions as well for the Setters. 1st and 10, Robinson in the backfield. Snap to Davis, hands to Robinson, fakes it, actually throws it over the middle, and behind the receiver. That's 84, Lewis. Flag is on the play. Let's see who this is on. Might be illegal for Eagle man downfield. As Davis faked me out. Looked like he had handed it to Robinson, pulled it back, and then threw it. But it is illegal man downfield. See if the Eagles push him back or take the play. That's Colin Billups, freshman, 6'5", out of Manfield, New Jersey. That's one of the things, like I said, we hadn't had the officials mic'd up, so we never knew who the penalties were on. Now we know. So, unfortunately, we now can tell you who committed the penalties. But pushed them back. 1st and 15 now. And I think, they put the ball in the wrong spot. Need to move it up 2 yards. They did. As they given 1st and 17 versus 1st and 15. Robinson next to Davis. Receivers on either side. Davis in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looks right. Moves right. Looking for somebody. Now he throws it dangerously over the middle, looking for Smith. That was a dangerous play all the way around. As Davis rolled to the right, thought he might tuck it and run, gain a few yards. Instead, he threw it into a maze of gray jerseys with only one white jersey there. Luckily for Davis, it did not get picked off. as Smith took a big hit as well, as there were 5 gray jerseys surrounding Smith. That leads 2nd and 15. At the Eagle 49, Pacers on their Setters, on their 3rd possession. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left. Running back now next to Davis. Back to pass goes Davis again. Steps up in the pocket, throws it short again as he had the receiver right at the 40, but short hopped it as the receiver was Robert Ennis, 5'11", 180 out of Cortland Manor, New York. Running back, by the way, was Christopher McGuire, who had come in for Robinson. So 3rd and 15, Eagles opportunity to get off the field again. On 3rd and 15 at the 49-yard line of the Eagles. Single receiver to the right, trips to the left. That'll include Smith. Still in the backfield to the left is McGuire on Davis. Shotgun. Davis looks left, throws left, shortly caught by Harper. He makes a few people miss, gains about 7, and that'll make it 3rd and 8. Interesting decision here with the ball at the 42. You think they'd probably punt here. That's a little bit too much, and you're a little bit too far back. If he gained another 2 or 3 yards, had Harper, they might have gone for it on 4th down, but because they did not, they're going to punt, and standing at his own 42 is Decker McNally, who's going to punt this time, with Tracy standing back on his own 10. Snap, good one to McNally, gets the ball off, kicked it right on the point, and it popped up in the air. This should be a fair catch or run away. And again, it takes an Eagle bounce. It hit the 15, bounced backwards for 5 more yards, and the Eagles get off the field, and that's a 21-yard punt by McNally. And McNally, freshman out of Flemington, New Jersey, 21-yard punt, and the Eagles will start at the 25-yard line. Malachi Taylor back out there. His last time on the field was a 76-yard pass to Tracy, and they'll start twins right, single receiver left, with Emmanuel in the backfield. They do a jet sweep to Tracy, who comes to the near side, gets over the 20, to the 25, gets out of bounds after a gain of probably 6, but let's see the official spot. Give it 4. All of the Eagle players are standing right in that spot, so hard to know exactly where he stepped out, but they gave him 4. 2nd and 6 at the 25. Twin receivers left, single receiver right, Emmanuel in the backfield. Handoff to Emmanuel, takes it, runs up the middle, makes a couple people miss. That should be close enough for the first down, and it is. He's over to the 34-yard line, needed the 32, and that's a first down Eagles. Good running by Emmanuel. And I actually just want to make sure that's Emmanuel. It might have been Adonis. Hard to tell with the numbers. Want to make sure we give you the right player. Sometimes those 6s and 8s look very similar. And actually, it was Adonis White. Give him credit for that run. Back to pass as Taylor throws a seam pass. A little bit too far for Adonis White. So first give credit to White for getting the first down, and then they tried a pass to White on the near side. Now Emmanuel will come in with White. 2nd and 10 at the 34. Just overthrew him a little bit. Wind, again, swirling, again, sort of blowing toward the camera angle that you're looking at, but might be a little bit behind them as well. Handoff to Emmanuel with both running backs in the game. Gets the off tackle, takes a big hit by 35. For pace, that's Jameer Brutus, junior 6'2" linebacker out of West Orange, New Jersey. He laid a hit on Emmanuel, who goes out of the game. Gain of 3, so 3rd and 7 for the Eagles. White stays in, Emmanuel comes out. Trip receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. That's Rashawn Mitchell. White to the right of Taylor, 3rd and 7. Snap to Taylor. Looks over the middle, stays over the middle, throws it deep down the middle, and it's picked off at the 40-yard line. Returned into Eagle territory to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, and brought down the first interception of the season, and that was picked off by Joshua Tachi-Mensah, senior, 6 foot 195 out of Burlington, New Jersey. That's the first interception for the Eagles this season. First interception thrown this season by the Eagles. And the first interception of the season for Tachi-Mensah. And the Setters set up in the red zone on the 50-yard return. First and goal from the 10. Davis in the shotgun. Looks left. Looks over the middle. Now rolls to the left. Has some space. Looking for somebody. Throws it into the ground as Gabetti got over there. Davis had nobody open, but let's see if there's a flag on the field. Might have another illegal man downfield. As with all that time, eventually they might release. But let's... Okay, no penalty at all. Didn't even think that was intentional grounding. He had rolled outside the pocket. But good job by the Eagle defense to, first of all, be on Smith and then watch the rest of the receivers. So second down and goal for the Setters, right at the 10. So they got to go to full 10. No first down within this area of the field. Twins left, single receiver right. He's got McGuire to his left, does Davis. Snap. Fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle, but he flipped the ball, and it gets picked off by the Eagles at the goal line. 15, 20, 25, 30, gets away from Davis, 35, 40 before he's tackled down at the 45. Oh, what a break. Davis threw the ball, but sort of flubbed out of his hands. It popped up into the air, and it was picked off. Picked off by Jalen Russell, the defensive back out of South Plainfield, New Jersey, as just a bad throw by Davis. I think he probably wanted to fake the ball. Instead, he sort of flubbed it up in the air, and standing at the goal line, just waiting for it, was Russell, and he returned it 45 yards out to the Eagle 45. So now both teams have exchanged interceptions. For Davis, his fourth interception of the season throwing. For the Eagles, Russell, his first interception of the season. So now Famicon back out there, 1st and 10, as both teams have now turned the ball over on consecutive possessions. Famicon looks over the middle, gets away from the rush, has to throw quickly. He finally does to Tracy, who's open at the 30. Catches it again, nicely thrown, nicely caught, as Tracy found a hole. Famicon rolled, and right before he got smashed on a sack, got the ball away for a first down pass of 30 yards to Josh Tracy, who continues to pile up the yards and receptions. 1st and 10 Eagles at the 25. High snap to Famicon, gives it to Emmanuel, who tries to get back to the original line of scrimmage and manages to, maybe a loss of a half yard. But 2nd and 10 at the 25. Again, Josh Tracy again. We talk about Smith. You got to follow Tracy wherever he is. Well over 300 yards on the season receiving. 4 touchdowns this season. He's over 100 yards in this game already. Snap to Famicon. He fakes it. Comes around the right side. Makes a spin move before he's brought down inside the red zone at the 18-yard line. A gain of 7. Will be 3rd and 3. Fake the handoff to White. And then roll to the right side off the right tackle. Made a spin move. Managed to get to the... Well, we'll mark him down officially at the 19. I thought he got a little further than that. So that'll make it 3rd and 3 instead of 3rd and 2. Emmanuel to his right. Trips to the left in the shotgun. Famicon looks over the middle. He's going to run with it close. Based on the spot of the far side umpire, far side judge, he's about a half yard to a yard short. Looks like the Eagles are going to kick the field goal here instead of going on 4th and 1. That's confidence they have in their kicker, Aiden Kane. who this season is 2 for 2 on the season. This will be a 34-yard kick with Famicon holding. 4th and 1, Eagles going for the field goal. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is no good. Pulled it to the left. And again, don't know how much that wind played into it. I'll say this, the wind has been blowing, again, towards the camera view all day, and the moment he kicked the ball, there was no wind. Flag literally had stopped moving at that goalpost, so he missed it to the left. Maybe he was thinking there was wind there. But Kane misses his first field goal of the season. And on 4th and 1, the Eagles go for the field goal. Kane misses, and the Setters will take the ball 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. As their turnover led to no points. Twin running backs next to Davis, 1st and 10, with receivers on either side. He hands the ball off, but nicely tackled by Gabetti for maybe a gain of 1 as the handoff went to Christopher McGuire. Maybe got 1 on that. 2nd and 9 at the 26. A Setter player is down. That's 11 Fulgencio. Apologies, want to make sure we said that right. Fulgencio, tight end out of Thelis, New York. He's down right at the 25-yard line, so an injury timeout, although he's able to get up under his own power. Limping a little bit, but at least able to get up on his own power. Here, an injury timeout. 7:15 to go in the second quarter. We're 7-7. Both teams have had turnovers here in the second quarter, interceptions. Eagles have missed a field goal. Setters missed a golden opportunity on 1st and goal at the 10, where Davis was intercepted by Jalen Russell. And now we have a 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line. Twin receivers right. Smith bunched to the left is the receiver on the left side, and then McGuire is standing next to Davis in the shotgun. Snap to Davis, who passes it to Smith, who goes up the middle, gets to about the 26-yard line. Gains 3, and that'll make it 3rd and about 4.5. 3rd and 4.5, we'll call it. Some will say 4, some will say 5. We'll go 4.5 at the 26-yard line. They need the 30. Ball is just ahead of the 25, so right in the middle there. McGuire next to Davis. Smith over here on the left. Harper to the right in more of a tight formation. Snap to Davis in the shotgun. Looks right. Fakes right. Throws right. Has Harper picked off again as Harper was running at the 45, and at the last second, Antoine Walden came out of nowhere, and he picked the ball off at the 45, and the Eagles on back-to-back Setter possessions get interceptions as the Setters turn the ball over on 3rd and 4, and the Eagles get the ball in their own territory. 1st and 10. Good job by the Eagle defense, and Antoine Walden, the cornerback out of Groveland, Florida, sort of jumped up out of nowhere watching Harper run that route. I thought maybe that might get to him, but Harper's a little shorter, so you have to be a little finer with the ball. He's only 5'9", where Walden is 6 foot. That's a 3-4 inch difference depending on who's measuring correctly. Now, Taylor throws a deep ball down the left side looking for Tracy. Oh, he dropped it, but flags everywhere. Thought Tracy had caught that ball, and that would have just been a highlight reel that we would have had to have found somewhere to get to ESPN. But that's going to should be pass interference on the defense. On number 0. But 15 yards as Tracy almost made a miraculous reception, and that would have just added to the lore of what's becoming a player who may be the best offensive receiver in the NE10 and maybe one of the best in the country. Twin receivers right, single receiver left. That is Tracy. In the pistol is Taylor. Hands off, but taken down quickly is Emmanuel. And a nice tackle there by 36, Travis Osterhout, the sophomore out of Lake Hopatcong, New Jersey. And 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line. This may be what we're going to call 4-down territory here anyway because of the positioning and the recent kick. So empty backfield, twins to the right, trips to the left. Taylor fakes the run, looks for the screen, gets it to Tracy on the wide receiver screen, caught the ball, gets to about the 20, 21. A gain of 8 makes it 3rd and 2 as Tracy makes another catch, his 4th of the game. And Eagles will have 3rd and 2 with 5:25 to go in the second quarter, first half. Tracy to the left, twin receivers to the right, snap to Taylor, who fakes the handoff, and he rolls to the left, looking to get the first down, puts his shoulder down. He might be a half-yard short. Taylor, who's not as much of the quarterback runner as Famicon is, gained a yard, but that puts him a yard short, and the Eagles are going to go on 4th down. We talked about it a minute ago that this was 4-down territory for the Eagles. Time ticking away here in the first half. Tight formation. Tracy, the lone receiver to the left. Eagles hand the ball to Emmanuel, looks for a hole, gets to the 20 and is taken down, not going to get it, and the setters hold firm again, and the Eagles turn the ball over. Eagles tried to go power tackle with Emmanuel on the right side, but no hole was there. A massive grouping of setters making the tackle there. And the setters take over at the 21-yard line. Very exciting game so far. Still 7-7. But 2 turnovers in a row by the setters, and then a missed field goal and a turnover on downs by the Eagles. Robinson next to Davis. Twin receivers right, single receiver left. 1st and 10 at the 21. Davis hands off to Robinson, who almost slips, goes up the middle, and then is gang tackled at the 25 after a gain of 4. Jalen Russell in there, who just had the interception, along with Cesar Villanueva, 6'1", 320 out of Brooklyn, New York, to make the tackle on Robinson. 2nd and 5. .335 to go in the first half. Single receivers on either side. Robinson in the pistol behind Davis now on 2nd and 6. Eagles show blitz. Davis waits, holds, takes a hard snap, looks down the left sideline, has Smith, but there's caught by Smith, and he stays in bounds magically, and that's a touchdown for the setters. As one-on-one down the left sideline was Walden and Smith. Walden jumped, went for the interception. It just went over his outstretched arm and caught by Smith, and that is a touchdown for the setters. And they have taken a 13-7 lead on a deep 76-yard touchdown of their own to their top receiver, Tyreek Smith. And it's 13-7 pending the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. And after trading turnovers and Eagles going missed field goal, turnover on downs, Davis on 2nd down throws a 76-yard pass down the left sideline to Tyreek Smith, who just got it over the outstretched hands of Antoine Walden, who just had an interception a moment ago. And they score the touchdown to take a 14-7 lead. With 3:24 to go in the first half. Eagles want to get some points on the board on this drive because the setters will have the ball to start the second half. But these teams going back and forth against each other in a reasonably big heavyweight fight. Both teams have made their mistakes. Both teams have missed opportunities, and both teams have a 76-yard touchdown pass to their best receiver, the Eagles to Josh Tracy, and the setters to Tyreek Smith. And again, Tracy was interfered with on a ball thrown into the end zone that he almost caught, but the Eagles came away with no points on that one. Kick caught by Bandy at the 25. He'll get tackled there as the ball went really short. And then some pushing and shoving leads over to the sidelines on the visitor side of the field, on the Pace side of the field. Doesn't look like there are any flags. Just some aggressive play for both teams. Stay with us at halftime. We'll go around the post-university sports scene as well as give you an update on the NE10. We'll talk about the NE10 players of the week. And give you a look at the top 25 around the nation here at halftime here on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. 1st and 10, receivers on both sides for Famicon, who hands the ball off to Emmanuel, gets around the tackle, gets to the 35, close to the 40 before running out of bounds. We'll see where the official mark is. Looks like the 36. That's a gain of 7. 2nd and 3. Eagles moving with a little bit of tempo. Tracy to the far side left. 2 receivers to the near side right. Emmanuel still in the backfield in the pistol formation. Famicon takes the snap, hands to Emmanuel, goes to the left side, breaks a tackle. Should have enough for the first down as he's over the 40-yard line. That is enough. To the 41 officially. That's a first down for the Eagles with time ticking away. Remember, we have the 2-minute timeout now here in college football. 2:35 to go in the first half. Twins to the left, single receiver right. Emmanuel still in the pistol. Hands to Emmanuel again, right up the middle, but this time swallowed whole by Jeremy Mendez, 6'2" defensive lineman out of Patterson, New Jersey. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Both teams have all of their timeouts left, so interesting how this will play out. Twins to the left, single receiver right. Shotgun now with Emmanuel next to Famicon. Hands it to Emmanuel, goes off tackle to the right side, gains about 5. And there's an injury on the field as Joshua Tachi Mensah, who had the interception earlier in the game, is down for the moment, holding on to his right knee. Hopefully not serious. Gain of 5 by Emmanuel will give the Eagles a manageable 3rd and 5. Call it 5.5. With 2 minutes even, so we actually hit the 2-minute warning as well. So no injury timeout because we're at the 2-minute warning anyway. Tachi Mensah on one knee now, looked at by the Pace training staff. In what will be a 3rd and call it 5.5 for the Eagles, who need to get past midfield for the first down. Now he's on 2 knees. Now he's up on his feet, and he's able to walk off under his own power. Fans giving him a nice round of applause here, as he had an interception earlier in this quarter. It's been a kind of a crazy quarter when you really think about it. It was 7-7. The Eagles started the quarter punting, and then we've had interceptions from both teams. 2 interceptions from Pace, 1 from the Eagles, their first of the season. And then a 76-yard touchdown reception to Tyreek Smith, the setter leading receiver, which matched Josh Tracy's 76-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter. 3rd and 5.5. Famicon has Emmanuel to his right now as he switched spots. Trips left. Twins to the right. Snap. Back to pass Famicon. Looking over the middle. Escapes the pressure. Rolls away. He's got enough for the first down if he runs for it, and he does. Gets to the 45 and out of bounds. Nice job by Famicon, who felt the pressure coming on the left side. Stepped up in the pocket, veered to the left, had plenty of space, got enough for the first down, and the Eagles have 1st and 10 at the setter 46-yard line, so he needed 5. They got 8. And got out of bounds, by the way, which stopped the clock. Twin receivers right, single receiver left. That's Tracy. Brown, the tight end, in the formation with Emmanuel standing directly to Famicom's left. Snap to Famicom, looks over the left, looks to the right, has space again, trying to run, gets past the marker up to the 39 for a gain of 7. Famicom, and that's the difference really between Taylor and Famicom. Famicom's a little bit more of a runner. Taylor's more of a pocket passer. Famicom felt the pocket collapsing, didn't have anybody, took the 7 yards. 2nd and about 3.5. Twins to the right, single receiver left. That's Tracy again with Emmanuel to his right. Emmanuel goes out in the formation. Famicom moves forward ahead. He'll get the first down easily, then slide down at the 30 after gaining enough for the first down. Again, another run of 8 for Famicom with the clock ticking away here in the first half. 1:37 to go in the first half. Clock ticking away. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 35. Need to get some points here for the end of the first half. Handoff on the jet sweep to Tracy, who gets around 1, but then tackled after a gain. They'll call it no gain officially. Thought maybe he got a half yard as Tracy was in motion on the jet sweep. But good job of stepping up and tackling were the setters on that one. Twin receivers on both sides. Ball close to the near hash. Emmanuel to Famicom's left. Eagles slowing it down just a little bit. Snap to Famicom, who looks towards Tracy's side. Now throws it deep down the left side. That's a dangerous pass. Good defensive play there, and that might have been the best play made by the Eagle offense's Ramon Calderon, who that's where the ball was going. But if Calderon didn't make a defensive play, that would have been an interception. Long throw for Famicom there. He's on the near hash, throwing it deep down the left hash into that wind. Because, again, if we mentioned, if from where the camera is sitting, the wind is blowing towards the camera. So blowing across the field. That's a hard pass across the field with that many players and the wind slowing it down. So 3rd and 10 now. Again, might be 4-down territory, so you maybe just want to get enough to make it simpler. With Twins left, single receiver right, Calderon in motion, fakes the jet sweep. Famicom comes to this side looking to gain some yards. He gets to the line of scrimmage and then is tackled down heavy and hard by 97 Jason Chavez, the defensive lineman, 6'2", 215 out of Clementon, New Jersey. But now the Eagles are kind of in no man's land. The ball's at the 34-yard line, not kicking a field goal, and you're not punting. So the Eagles are going to go here on 4th and 10. Because it would be a 51-yard field goal for Kane. Well outside his longest kick made in college. That's why I said on 3rd down, maybe just gain 5-6 yards, make this a simpler 4th down. Because with the wind sort of swirling around and blowing and already have missed a shorter kick, want to make this a little easier, but it's going to be 4th down. Timeout was taken by Pace. And out comes Famicom. Eagles bring out Brown, the tight end. He'll be on the left side. Twin receivers left. Single receiver right. Emmanuel stands next to Famicom in the shotgun. 5 defensive backs for Pace. Snap to Famicom. Eagles need 10. Good blocking up front. Has time. Famicom rolls to the right. Finally somebody breaks through. Has time. Throws the ball looking for Tracy, but that's picked off. Not the worst thing in the world. It comes up as an interception, but you didn't have anybody open, and instead of getting sacked or losing yards, you sort of heave it up there, and it gets picked off at the 10-yard line. Pace might have been better just to knock it down, because theoretically you lost 20 yards on that play. But Sean Gresham, defensive back out of Poughkeepsie, New York, makes the interception. That's the Eagles' 2nd interception of the game, throwing-wise. 1 for Taylor now and 1 for Famicom. So essentially a punt. But the Eagles, I believe, have 3 timeouts left, so they can theoretically call the timeouts. Well, let's see. Nobody has called anything, and the clock is just ticking down. Clock's just ticking away. It looks like this is how we're going to end the first half. Believe they have to snap this one more time. Let's see. A very excited crowd. They don't have to snap it again. The play clock and game clock match up, so they'll call halftime here with the score. Pace 14 and Post 7. The lone touchdown of the second quarter, the 76-yard pass to Tyreek Smith. That's how we'll go into halftime. 7-6 Pace. We'll be back in 2 minutes with our halftime. You're listening and watching the Post University Football on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. Back at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut, I'm Jeff Nelson. We're here at halftime where Pace leads Post 14-7. And it's a bit of a sloppy game, but a fun game if you like football here in Waterbury. As we do at halftime of all the Post University home football games, we go around the Post University sports scene and the NE10. Brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Eagle fans, the collegiate sports season is underway. Are you in the market for some post-university swag? Are you looking for the latest in post-university clothing or branded items? Do you want to represent your Eagle fandom in the nest, on campus, around the neighborhood, at home, or on the road? If so, go to posteagles.com, click on the fans section on the right-hand side, and click on School Store to grab anything and everything Post Eagles. Use the code RUSH20 at checkout to receive 20% off your order. No minimum required. However, exclusions do apply. That's code RUSH20, RUSH20. You can also visit the campus store in the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll start with golf, where Joe Ensign has been named CACC Player of the Week for the second straight week. Ensign is on top of the awards list for his performance in the Granite State Open this past Monday and Tuesday. As announced by the conference office, he had a second top 3 finish of the season for Post, turning things around after a 2 over par before going under par in both rounds 2 and 3 of the Grand State Open in Concord, New Hampshire. Ensign came back with a 5 under par second round and 4 under par third round, giving him a total of 7 under par for the entire Invitational. Post will be back in New Hampshire next week for another Invitational hosted by SNHU, that's Southern New Hampshire. This time it being the Penman Fall Invitational on Monday and Tuesday. Women's tennis fell to Franklin Pierce 7-0. That moved Post to 0-4 on the season. They had a competitive start in the doubles, which gave them some hope on Thursday afternoon, but Franklin Pierce ended up pulling away for a 7-0 overall victory. With the win, Franklin Pierce moves to 1-3. The singles will go all the way for Franklin Pierce, with all but one ending in 2 straight sets, which would be number 4 singles matchup. But unfortunately, the Eagles lost the rest and fell 7-0. This is the first time in program history in which Post had lost to Franklin Pierce after being a perfect 2-0 and had never dropped a match to them ever. The Eagle Lady tennis players will try again this afternoon against Chestnut Hill College. That's underway already. Post had split with the Griffins, having lost both matchups in 2023 after winning the first 2 in 2022. For women's volleyball, Post defeated Felician 3-0 in a match that lasted just under 58 minutes. Post moves to 4-5 overall, 1-0 in the CACC, while Felician goes to 2-7 and 0-1 in the CACC. The Eagles took the first game 25-3, which ended on an impressive 16-0 run, led by freshman defensive specialist Alexis Arnold, who served it out. Second set, more of the same, with the Eagles taking 25-11 win, with the Golden Falcons only getting within 1 point when the score was 7-6, but then the Eagles dominated 18-5 over the remaining part of the set and had a 2-0 lead, and then swept away the third set 25-12 for their third sweep in 3 years against Felician. With a .462 attack percentage, that is a new career high for Kaylee Harper, who finished with a game-high 14 kills. Sarah Enright had 13 and a .600 attack percentage, which is also a career high for her. In each of their last 3 wins against Felician dating back to 2022, Post has swept the Golden Falcons 3-0. With a 4-5 record this season, that's the best start for Post University since 2016, when they were 10-2 and finished 26-6 overall. They head to Colchester, Vermont for a tri-match tomorrow against Roberts Wesleyan University at noon and St. Michael's at 2 p.m. It'll be the first time the Eagles have faced both programs in their history. Marcus Bowe Tunji put together a brilliant performance, and the men's Eagles soccer program defeated the University of New Haven 1-0 earlier this week. That makes the Eagles 2-1 overall, while falling the University of New Haven to 3-1. It was a relatively quiet night for both sides on the stat sheet in every category. Each team had 12 shots apiece. Eagles had a slight 5-4 advantage on goal, but the lone goal put in by the junior midfielder, as the Eagles take a 1-0 lead. And the first career start in net for Post was Ricardo Moreno. He earned a shutout of the Eagles after stopping all 4 shots that he faced. The goal was in the 62nd minute, and it was the first one allowed by the University of New Haven this season. Post has now won 4 straight matches against New Haven, dating all the way back to 2008, and have an all-time series of 5-5. Post starts off the conference part of their schedule a little bit later this afternoon against Wilmington University on the road. In what has been an even matchup throughout the history, the Eagles lead the all-time series 12-11-6 while going 5-1-2 since 2017 against the Wildcats. Last season at home, Post won 1-0. Schedule around the Post University campus, multiple things going on today. We've got cross-country at Bethpage today, women's soccer at Wilmington University, which is playing now, women's tennis at Chestnut Hill, as we mentioned, and men's soccer at Wilmington University later today. Tomorrow we've got women's volleyball, women's tennis. That will take up the day for the Post team. Monday we've got men's golf. Tuesday we have men's golf and women's volleyball against Caldwell University. That's at the Drubner Center. Wednesday, men's soccer against Gannon University. Women's tennis is home. Women's soccer is at Southern Connecticut. Women's volleyball is at the Drubner Center, while women's tennis will be in Bentley on Thursday, and then the Eagle football team will play at Assumption this coming Friday night, 6 p.m. in Worcester, Massachusetts, on the NE10 network. Around the NE10 we go. Now, as that's our look around the post-university sports team, the offensive player of the week for the NE10 in Week 2 is Elijah Gray, running back out of Southern Connecticut and Summers Point, New Jersey. Gray dominated the run game for Southern Connecticut in their 35-21 win over AIC as his 22 carries produced 132 yards and a touchdown. He also caught a pair of passes for 15 yards, totaling 147 yards in the game. Defensive player of the week is Owen Fitzgerald from Assumption, junior linebacker of Auburn, Massachusetts. He recorded 14 tackles, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, and a quarterback hurry in the Greyhounds' 27-7 win at Franklin Pierce on Saturday. He currently ranks second in the conference in tackles and leads with 3 sacks. And team's player of the week is Khalil Eason out of New Haven, the junior returner from Norwalk, Connecticut. This week's NEFW Gold Helmet Award winner. He was electric on the kick return, wrapping up 231 yards on 4 returns for an average of 57.8 yards per return. Of his 4 returns, 2 went for 90, 94, and 96 yards respectively, and both of those ended in touchdowns. His 231 yards set a single-game school record. And the NE10 Rookie of the Week is Miles Sneed, the freshman defensive back from West Orange, New Jersey, for your post-university Eagles. He continued his hot start with 4 tackles, 2 solos, and 2 assisted as part of a defense that forced 2 turnovers on the day. And that's your look around the NE10, brought to you by Post University and their 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, parent, or fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post University football on the CSEC network and youtube.com. So let's go, Post Eagles. Halftime here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, 14-7 pace over your Post-University Eagles. Around the NE10 scoreboard-wise, we're in the third quarter in Springfield at AIC, where AIC leads St. A's 30-12 in the third quarter, and in West Haven at the University of New Haven, late second quarter, New Haven leads Franklin Pierce 21-13. Upcoming schedule, and again, Bentley defeated Southern Connecticut, by the way, 34-24 last night. Upcoming schedule, the Eagles will be at Assumption for their first ever road game in the NE10 on Friday at 6 p.m. up in Worcester. Ferris State will travel to AIC next Saturday at noon for a game up in Springfield. Southern Connecticut will travel to St. A's, and New Haven will travel to Bentley all next week on the Flow Sports NE10 Now Network. First half stats, Ashawn Davis, 8 for 17, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 161 yards. Passing in the first half, Anthony Robinson, 6 carries for 34 yards. Christopher McGuire, 1 carry for 2 yards, and Lennon Fulgencio, 1 carry for 6 yards. Tyreek Smith, 2 carries for 4 yards. Receiving-wise, it's a one-man band, 7 receptions, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns for Tyreek Smith, while Teddy Harper had 1 reception for 6 yards. Those are the only 2 receptions for the Setters in the first half. For the Eagles, Tyler Famicon, 3 for 6, 1 interception, 35 yards. Malachi Taylor, 2 for 5, 1 interception, 1 touchdown for 82 yards. On the ground, Isaiah Emanuel, 15 carries, 57 yards. Tyler Famicon, 9 carries, 45 yards. Josh Tracy, 2 carries for 3 yards. And Malachi Taylor, 1 carry for 3 yards. And again, similar story. Josh Tracy, 3 receptions, 112 yards, and a touchdown. The one-man band offensively wide receivers for the Eagles, Isaiah Emanuel, 1 reception, 4 yards. And Adonis White, 1 reception for 1 yard. Neither team with any sacks, both teams with interceptions, as Elliott Porter had 1 and Sean Gresham had 1 for the Setters, while the Eagles got 1 from from Antoine Walden and Jalen Russell in the first half. Overall stats, Post had 9 first downs to Pace's 7. In the first half. Total yardage, pretty close. 219 for the Eagles, 202 for Pace. Eagles had 10 more plays than the Setters. Pace 3 penalties, 25 yards. Post 2 penalties, 20 yards. Aiden Kane, 33.3 average on 3 punts. 36 yards on 3 punts for the two-headed kicking monster of Pace. Eagles 1 for 8 on 3rd down, 0 for 2 on 4th down. Setters 1 for 5 on 3rd down. They did not attempt a 4th down opportunity. Around the nation scoreboard-wise, I gave you the NE10 scoreboard. Let's give you the rest of the exciting football going on here around the country. In the top 25, Ohio State, number 3 in the country, leads Marshall 35-14. That's in the third quarter. Clemson all over NC State. Number 21, Clemson, all over NC State 52-7. Number 20, Iowa State 7, Arkansas State nothing. Numerous top 25 games later, and the best ones of the day will be number 11, USC at Michigan. That'll be at 3:30. Number 12, Utah at Oklahoma State. That'll be at 4 p.m. Number 14, Oklahoma State, And then the best game of the day by far is the best team in the country, the number 6 Tennessee Volunteers. They travel to Oklahoma, who's ranked 15th in the country, to take on the Sooners. That game will start at 7:30 p.m. UConn will host Florida Atlantic later today. That game starts at 7 p.m. up at Rentschler Field. Other scores around the country, Florida leads Mississippi State 28-21. Indiana leads Charlotte 45-14. Maryland 30, Villanova 10. James Madison 53, North Carolina 21. That's early in the third quarter. So James Madison's put up 53 points in barely a half against North Carolina. Well, it may be a shock to some, but not a shock to all. Cincinnati leads Houston 31-0. West Virginia leads Kansas 17-14. Tulane 31, the Raging Cajuns 19. Army all over Rice 37-7. Kentucky 17-0 over Ohio at halftime. Central Michigan 20, Ball State 10, almost at halftime. Iowa State, as we mentioned, Iowa State 7-0. Virginia leads Coastal Carolina 7-3. Utah State and Temple, no score, and Eastern Michigan 6. St. Francis of Pennsylvania, no score in the first half. Many other games going on after our game will end, so flip the dial and find the game that you like to watch. Around the country, we are here on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. We'll be back in 1 minute as both teams have taken the field. We get ready for the second half with the setters getting the ball. You're listening and watching to Post University Football on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Second half about ready to get underway here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, with the teams taking the field for the second half. An exciting game so far, 14-7 pace. The big plays, each team with a 76-yard touchdown reception. Josh Tracy for the Eagles in the first quarter, and Tyreek Smith in the second quarter for the Setters. Their big play team. Wind blowing hard again, blowing right at the camera now for the first time today, blowing really hard for the first time today. As the Eagles will go right to left to start the third quarter. Setters will go left to right. Eagles in their home grays. Setters in their road white. Kane puts the ball on the 35-yard line. Back to receive it is Joshua Tachi-Mensah, standing on his own 5. Kane approaches the ball, kicks it low, line drive. That might go out of bounds. Bounces, and it does, right at the 3. So trying to pick the corner, but instead a penalty, which will push the ball out to, I believe it's the 35-yard line. As a kick out of bounds by Aiden Kane. He's trying to pick the corner to avoid the run back, trying to get it into the end zone, but 3 yards short. Creates good field position for the Setters. 1st and 10 from their own 35. As we start the third quarter, they have a 14-7 lead. Ashawn Davis, as we mentioned, 8 for 17. 161 yards, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Both to Tyreek Smith, who's currently on the left side. Twins receivers left. Tight formation in front of Davis with Robinson next to him in the shotgun. Snap to Davis, hands to Robinson, who goes off tackle to the right. Gets a good push and up for about an 8-yard gain. Gets him all the way out to the 43-yard line, 2nd and 2. On the first play of the third quarter. Eagles trail by 7, but had played well at times. Both teams have played well at times. Both teams have hit the big play. Both teams have played bad at times, each having some interceptions. But either way, a football game where it's competitive and currently only a 7-point spread. Tyreek Smith to the right, single receiver with Robinson in the pistol behind Davis. Davis makes a motion. Hands the ball off to Robinson, goes up the middle. He'll get the first down before he's brought down by Gabetti, who led the team in tackles the other day. Just gets past the 45, got to the 46. That's enough for a first down. And then down on the field for the Eagles is Matthew Asanaga, defensive lineman out of Providence, Rhode Island. So an injury timeout. A little under a minute into the third quarter, with pace driving will now be 1st and 10 at their own 46. Halftime at the University of New Haven, they lead Franklin Pierce 28-13 at halftime. UNH 28, Franklin Pierce 13. Up at AIC, they lead St. A's early in the fourth quarter, 30-20. Homecoming up at AIC, 30-20. AIC early in the fourth quarter in NE10 action. Again, yesterday, Bentley took a 34-24 victory against Southern Connecticut State. Their quarterback, Brett Pullman, 19 for 35, 214 yards, 1 touchdown in the air, 1 touchdown on the ground. And he led the way for a victory over Southern Connecticut, 34-24 on Friday night. Good news for the Eagles is Asanago is able to get off on his own power, but 1st and 10 now at the 46 for the Setters with Tyreek Smith, the lone wide receiver to the right, a bunch formation to the left, and Robinson in the pistol. Hands off to Robinson again, looking for yards, finds a hole, escapes, and gets a first down. He got 10 yards as the holes are opening up a little bit more. We talked about it last year, how Pace had outrushed the Eagles 374-90 last year. But we've seen a lot more throwing than we did last year. They threw 4 passes total last year. Davis had already thrown 17 at halftime. Different game, different teams, but Pace hasn't tried to bully the Eagles how they did last year, and maybe now they're trying to do that here as those first 3 plays have gained 21 yards. Trips right, Robinson in the shotgun next to Davis. Davis takes the snap, throws it over here, dangerously almost picked off, but caught by Harper. He gets through a couple of tackles, gets a first down, and then goes out of bounds. Dragged out of bounds, should I say, led by Michael Gabetti and Jalen Kelly. Both get Harper out of bounds. Harper's second catch of the game, and only the second catch by somebody other than Tyreek Smith. Eagles want to make a stop here. They don't want to go down 2 scores. That's not been the Eagle MO over the years, has been able to make these multiple touchdown comebacks. But 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line with 2 running backs this time, Robinson and McGuire. McGuire and Smith in the backfield. Handoff to McGuire. Breaks a tackle, gets another couple of yards before brought down by Miles Sneed at the 22-yard line, so a gain of 6. I'm going to call it 5, actually. So 2nd and 5. McGuire out. 5 wide receivers, empty backfield for Davis. 3 trips to the left, twins to the right. Smith, the nearest receiver to him on the near side. Maybe a wide receiver screen here coming. Snap to Davis, looks to the left, looks over the middle, finds Smith right in the middle of the field, caught the ball. Eagles trying to rip it out of his hands, but that's enough for a first down at the 15. That's the thing about spreading the field, is it creates the one-on-one matchup with Smith, who clearly Davis is looking for, his 8th reception of the game. And that's 1st and 10 in the red zone at the 16-yard line, we'll call it. On the opening drive of the third quarter, Eagles trail 14-7. Pace in the red zone with McGuire behind Davis in the pistol. 1 receiver on either side, 1st and 10. Snap to Davis. He hands off to McGuire, goes right up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, now pushing a pile toward the 5 and then dragged down. Just short of a first down at the 8. But right now, the Setter offensive line bullying the Eagle defensive line as McGuire went right up the middle and gained 8. 2nd and 2. On the opening possession of the third quarter, 14-7 Pace. Twins to the left, McGuire in the backfield next to Davis this time. Single receiver to the right. Snap to Davis. Looking for Smith over the middle. Steps up in the pocket now. Runs away. Looking to get forward motion. He might have gotten enough for a first down. And he did. First and goal as Davis, for the first time, scrambles for yards. Gained the 2 they needed for first down, and it's first and goal at the 6. Robinson back in at running back on first and goal. Smith will go out far side left, although he's the inside. Now he's the outside receiver. So twins to the left. Robinson in the backfield. Goes out of the backfield, back into the backfield, takes it to the left. Almost looked like they were going for a reverse. Robinson's looking for a hole and then falls down at the 6 for no gain. A lot of motion for no yards as Robinson went left, went right, then took the ball, went left, went right, and gained no yards. So second and goal from the 6. For the Setters.
Second and goal for the Setters.
Eagles looking to keep them out of the end zone. 17-7 if they get a field goal, or at least hold them to a field goal attempt. 17-7 looks better than 21-7. It just feels better if you're the Eagles right now. Single receiver to the right, twins to the left, trips to the left, excuse me. And McGuire in the backfield. Davis looks for Smith. Smith cutting into the middle. Now he's got to escape. Gabetti chasing him down. Tackles him short of the goal line at the 2 as Davis. You can see part of the reason why they've had so many sacks this season, although they've held firm today with sacks, holding off sacks today. Officially, they'll mark the ball right at the 1. So third and goal from the 1. But Davis holds that ball a long time. Spends a lot of time looking for Smith to get open as he sort of followed him around the field. And Smith tries to get open, but with all those players and bodies, it's hard to find a seam. Third and goal from the 1. Twins to the right, single formation left, empty backfield. They go in the fake jet sweep. Davis tries to go up the middle. He bullies the pile. I think he is, well, no. They're going to say no, he didn't get in. Nice job by the Eagles to hold. Fourth and goal from the 1. I thought he had enough, that big body of Davis's. I thought he had enough, that 6'3", 214 frame. But did not get there, and shockingly, the Setters are going to try a field goal here on 4th and 1 from the goal line. That maybe they feel going in 2 scores gives them a lot of momentum, but it's a little bit shocking they're going for it here on 4th and goal from the 1. Snap, spot, kick, up, and it is good. A line drive kick. Had no real height, but the Setters get a field goal. And again, for the Eagles, you have to feel good there. You held them on 3rd and goal from the 1. As Davis did everything he could to get in, used that 6'3" frame, but the Eagles held up at the line, and with – with 7:11 to go in the third quarter, it's now 17-7 pace. So the Eagles hold off the touchdown. And again, mentally, that probably makes them feel better. Now they have to get some points. They had 2 interceptions today. They hadn't had one all season. They've missed a field goal. They've missed a 4th and 1 deep inside Setter territory. So they've had opportunities. There are opportunities here. Tracy and Bandy on the Eagle 5 awaiting the kick from Squiliciati. He hits the ball, gets it high up into the air. It's going to go to Bandy's side of the field. He catches it falling backwards at the 3, bobbles it a little bit, but then catches it. Gets to the 3, goes up to the 15, to the 20, breaks a tackle to the 25 before he's brought down to the 28. Should have been brought down at the 20, but managed to get out to the 28-yard line. A couple of players struggling to get up for the big collision, but the Eagles have their first possession of the third quarter, 1st and 10, officially at the 28. Malachi Taylor out first. And Tracy was one of those, Josh Tracy was one of those who went down. He's off the field, but being checked at by the trainer, so he's not on the field for this play. One of the first times you'll see that all day. Emmanuel next to Taylor on the left-hand side. Receivers on both sides. Snap. Gives to Emmanuel. Fakes to the left. Goes back up the middle. Gains maybe a yard if he's lucky. And that'll be 2nd and 9. Tracy now coming back into the game, so whatever bothered him after the kickoff seems to feels better now as he's back on the field with twin receivers on both sides. Emmanuel next to Taylor in the shotgun on the left. 2nd and 9 for the Eagles at the 29-yard line. Snap to Taylor, looks right, throws right, short for Tracy though. Had him on a little curl route, but threw it short and behind Taylor, which leaves a big 3rd and 9 here for the Eagles, who don't want to go 3 and out. Third and 9, Taylor looking to the sidelines for the play. Tracy on the left. Rashawn Mitchell on the right is the wide receiver. 2 running backs next to Taylor in the backfield. Fakes the jet sweep. Taylor goes back, throws the screen instead. It's caught at the 30, 35, needs the 38. He might have gotten it. Let's see if he got enough. See where they spot it. That should be enough for a first down. Nicely done and nicely caught there by Dre Yeldell, 6'2", 180 senior out of Waterbury, Connecticut. And that is Yeldell's first catch of the season. And again, we talk about how the setters are looking for Smith on every play. You feel like the Eagles are always looking for Tracy. That time they got Dre Yeldell involved. 1st and 10. Hands off again to Emmanuel. Finds a hole, gets about 6 yards before he's wrapped up and brought down at the 46-yard line. Good run by Emmanuel leads to a 2nd and 4 at the 46. Again, as this offense matures, the more players you can get involved, the better it makes it for Tracy to not be doubled and watched all the time. Same thing with Smith on the setter sideline. The more you look at Smith, eventually the defenses will catch on. You got to get everybody else involved a little bit. 2nd and 4. Single receiver right, twins to the left. Taylor in the shotgun. Has Emmanuel to his right. Snap to Taylor. Looks over the middle. Backs up. Throws it deep down the left sideline. Double covered, though, and intercepted. As just what I was talking about. You look for Tracy so much. He's double covered back there. And Jalen Johnson, the junior, 5'11", 170 out of Ansonia, Connecticut, so a homecoming for him, makes the interception at the 12-yard line. But Tracy was double covered on that one. As, again, the Eagles have to get more of the receivers involved. Otherwise, it's going to get more challenging as the season goes on. People watch these games. The coaches watch these games. And you can see, even though Tracy has well over 100 yards today, that eventually the defense is going to watch him. Same way the Eagles are trying to watch Smith right now. Setters have the ball, 1st and 10 at the 12. Davis, back to pass, looks left, looks right. Now running away as he tries to escape the pocket. He does and gains about 5 yards. Call it 7 yards actually for him. 2nd and 3 as Davis escaped the pocket. And again, similar problem. Both teams have similar problems. Great receivers, Smith and Tracy, who have had excellent first halves. But the defense is now keying on both of those players, and you need to find other ways to create offense for the team. In that case, Taylor, a pass into double coverage where overthrew Tracy as well, but double covered and picked off by Jalen Johnson. Twins to both sides. On the near side, they're stacked as Davis is in the shotgun. Davis looks over the middle, throws, caught by somebody other than Smith. That's 86. Thomas Fusco, the junior tight end from Carmel, New York, 6'4", 235. He makes the reception. That's his 5th reception of the season for Thomas Fusco. And that's enough for a first down out to the 27-yard line. Time ticking away in the third quarter. We're under 5 minutes to go. Sun is sort of bolted underneath the clouds. Temperature's still the same. Wind's still kind of swirling around, but Setters get the first down. Now have receivers on either side, and a handoff up the middle. Goes low, gets another couple of yards before finally brought down, and that is 22. Sorry, that's Anthony Robinson, 25, not 22. Brought down by Amir Johnson, so 22 brought down 25. After a gain of 6, and again, they're pushing the pile a little bit more, 2nd and 4 for the Setters. Twin receivers left, twin receivers right, though they're stacked on the near side, spread on the far side. Davis takes the snap, looks left, looking for somebody, now looks to the right, looking for Smith. Instead, he just dumps it off. He'll get enough for the first down on a nice dump-off pass. That was caught by one Andrew Hosey, the redshirt senior tight end, 6'3", 225, out of Monmouth County, New Jersey. Enough for the first down, up to the 40-yard line. As now they're spreading the ball out a little bit more, and that's going to make moving the ball up and down the field a little easier for Hosey, his 3rd catch of the season, 1st of the day. 1st and 10 at the 40, 17-7 pace. They have a field goal here in the 3rd quarter. Twin stack to the right, single receiver to the left. Looking for Smith is Davis as he tried and throws it. Don't think that was caught, incomplete on the far side of the field. He was looking for Fusco. Davis looking for Fusco. And again, he started out by looking for Smith. That's the read on every play. He looks for Smith streaking down. Eagles had that well covered. Then he went short to Fusco and underthrew it, 2nd and 10. Eagles have 5 defensive backs, twin receivers to both sides. No Smith out there on this play. Robinson next to Davis in the shotgun. Snap to Davis. Looking left, throwing left. Almost picked off. Gabetti had it. It was in his hands. He had to jump a little bit, but in his hands. And it almost actually went off his hands to the receiver streaking down. That would have been Robert Ennis. But Gabetti almost had a pick, and that would have been a pick 6 as there was nobody in front of him. And that would have changed momentum. But now 3rd and 10 as Davis, who has at times made great throws and at other times has been dangerous with his throws. It's 3rd and 10. Twins to the left, twins to the right. That would have been a big play. Robinson next to Davis in the shotgun on 3rd and 10 at the 40. Davis gets his ball, looks to the left, looks to the right, throws it up the middle, and it's caught by Harper with a nice catch there. 20-yard reception on 3rd and 10 inside Eagle territory at the 40. And somehow the 5'9 Harper got loose and had enough space, and 6'3 Davis found 5'9 Harper at the 40. 1st and 10 inside Eagle territory for the Setters. Moving a little faster, hands off, fakes the handoff to Robinson, throws it to Harper, who catches the ball at the 35, gets close to the 30 before being taken down. He needs the 30 for the first down. He's going to be brought down officially at the 32. So we'll call it 2nd and 3. Yep, they'll make it 2nd and 3, and now they've picked up the pace a little bit. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Robinson next to Davis on his right as the Setters have picked up the pace here in the 3rd quarter. Second, hands off to Robinson, goes off tackle on the left side, finds a hole, gets to the 20, he's down to the 15 before he's tackled at the 15-yard line by Miles Sneed. And under 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter, and the Setters are driving again. And the Setters going no huddle. Trips to the right, single receiver left, and Smith not on the field at all right now for the Setters. Robinson next to Davis in the shotgun. Snap, looks left, looks right, throws right, caught by the tight end Fusco, and he's going to be tackled down at the 11-yard line. That's a gain of 5. They can get a first down here. 2nd and 5 from the 11. Excuse me, that was Robert Ennis, 88, not 86. I don't know if Smith is hurt or just taking him off the field on this series. But trips to the left, single receiver right, Robinson next to Davis in the shotgun as the setters are driving into the red zone. Snap, fakes the handoff, looks right. Now he's going to take it himself as Davis rolls to the right. There's going to be a holding penalty, and then Davis is cracked out of bounds at the 10. But absolutely a holding penalty there, I think on 75. But let them call the official number. It looked like Motobo Ballo. Yep. The 6'2 sophomore out of Brooklyn, New York, took the holding penalty there, and that'll back him up 10 yards. Out comes Smith. Well, I guess it was just resting on this drive as they kept the pace and momentum going. As long as they didn't change players, the Eagles couldn't change players. But now that penalty will allow everybody to sort of change formations and players. 2nd and 15 back at the 21. Again, you like to hold them to no points, but if you can somehow hold them to a field goal, that's 2 possessions, and a super fast third quarter has come to an end. With the score, Pace 17, the Eagles 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening and watching the Post University Football on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. Start of the fourth quarter here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut. I'm Jeff Nelson. Pace leads Post 17-7. Fourth quarter brought to you by Post University, ranked number 6 by U.S. News and World Report. As having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Final up in Springfield, AIC defeats St. A's 37-20 at homecoming up at AIC. Still 28-13 at halftime in New Haven, between New Haven and Franklin Pierce. 2nd and 15. Pace driving, leading 17-7. They can get a first down. Shotgun formation, handoff faked by Davis. He spins away. Eagles looking to get a sack. Betty tries to chase him down, and a wide open player toward the end zone, but there's a flag late in the play. Let's see what the flag is. That's going to be humongous. Illegal man downfield, and that takes a touchdown off the board. That's a humongous penalty. Line judge threw the flag. They're calling illegal player downfield on Pace. That wipes the touchdown off the board. And that's number 72, Thomas White, sophomore out of Red Bank, New Jersey. Wipes a touchdown off the board, and that's a tough call. But because Davis scrambled, that released some of the linemen, and the lineman went downfield, and even though the wide open player was in the end zone, who made a nice catch, by the way, but that's 5 yards more, and the ball back at the 26-yard line, now 2nd and 20. Huge break for the Eagles. As again, this game looks a lot different if there's a field goal scored versus a touchdown here. Twins to the left, no receivers right. Robinson in the backfield as Davis is under center for only the 2nd time today. Fakes the handoff, rolls away, but in the backfield, and sacked is Davis by Antoine Walden, who has an interception today, and now a sack, and pushing the setters back even more, back to the 33-yard line. That makes it 3rd and 27. That may push them out of field goal range. So now really a game of strategy at this level. On 3rd and 27, you probably just want to get 10 to 12 yards. Put yourself in the field goal range if you're Pace. But the Eagles, on their first sack today by Walden, have Pace at 3rd and 27. Twins to the left, single to the right. Smith is one of those to the left. Davis, back to pass, has a pocket, looks over the middle. Now that pocket collapses. He throws it deep down the left side. It's caught, but it's going to be easily 10 yards short. 11 yards short, but that gives them an opportunity for a field goal as it was caught by Robert Ennis And that'll allow a field goal attempt for Squiliciati, whose long this season is 29 yards. But again, the Eagles have held. That keeps this game within 2 possessions, even whether he makes it or misses it. Left-footed kicker on the left hash mark. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. Wind is sort of slowed down a little bit. The flag's not moving at all. Snap, spot, kick, up, and it is true and right through the middle. Nice job there by Squiliciati. And Pace takes a 20-7 lead early in the fourth quarter. 13-16 to go exactly in the fourth quarter. Eagles did what they had to do. I mean, they weren't able to get no points by Pace, but they held them to 3. And holding them to 3 allows the Eagles to be within 2 possessions, 20-7, but the Eagle offense has to get moving. They've thrown 3 interceptions today. They've missed a field goal, and they've been stopped on 4th and 1. So the Eagles have had their opportunities. 2 of those interceptions, by the way, have been in deep inside setter territory. So they've had their opportunities today. They just have not been able to capitalize. And again, we talk about young football team, 3rd year as a program, have some veteran players, but still a young program. And games like today, even against a team who has struggled on its own, but a little bit more experience and veteran leadership, you see where this game is at 20-7. But let's see how the Eagles respond. Only down 2 possessions. Tracy's going to take it at the 10 on the kickoff. Tracy to the 15-20, makes a move to the 25-30, gets around the man, 35-40, 45 to the 50. If he breaks one man, he might be gone. He's going to be gone. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Josh Tracy has done it again. Touchdown, Eagles. And all momentum changes on one play. 90-yard touchdown for Josh Tracy. Mr. Everything for the Eagles, but it might be a flag on the field. Let's see. The flag is at the 19-yard line. Let's see what that is. Okay, the touchdown is good. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Eagles after the touchdown. So the touchdown counts. Let's start with that after the Aiden Kane extra point attempt. It's now 20-13. Extra point upcoming for Aiden Kane. Snap is fumbled by Famicon, who rolls away with it to the right. Famicon looking, he throws it to touchdown! Well, 2-point conversion on what is an unexpected play, caught by the Eagles' Anthony Gambino, and on a fumbled extra point, the Eagles get 2 because Famicon's the holder, and you have to wonder if the Pace's coach is thinking twice about maybe pushing him back 15 on the extra point, because now the Eagles score 2, and the Eagles have made it 20-15, which in some ways isn't a bad thing, folks, because if somehow Pace gets back another field goal, the Eagles still now within 1 possession, but now only down 5, 20-15. But let's take it all the way back to Josh Tracy and his 90-yard touchdown kickoff return. Mr. Everything, I think, is what we're going to have to start calling him, as Josh Tracy has been unbelievable this season. Coming in, he had 4 returns for 181 yards and a touchdown. Add 90 more to that. So 5 returns this season, 271 yards and 2 touchdowns. Add on a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Add on 112 yards receiving today and 1 touchdown. And you've got another week where he's over 200 yards, or closing in on 200 yards, excuse me. I think we add in his rushing yards. He's at 200 for the day. So you want to talk about your NE10 player, offensive player of the year, and potential All-American. Folks, if you're listening or watching this game, look at Josh Tracy right now, because he is doing everything he can for the Eagles. And now they trail by 5. You flipped away for a second, and it was 20-7. It's now 20-15. Kane will have to kick from his 20, though. And Tyreek Smith back on his own 20. Kane gets under it. He'll get it to the 20 to Smith. Let's see what Smith can do and see if he can gain some momentum. He gets to the 40. He makes a veer, and then a flag comes out of nowhere. There should be a holding penalty on Pace as Smith got back to the 20, trying to go blow for blow with Josh Tracy in what is likely the battle of the top two receivers in the NE10, both with 76-yard touchdown pass receptions today. But Tracy's 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown really changing the momentum of this game. With 12:55 to go in the fourth quarter, 20-15 Pace. Holding penalty on Pace. They never announced who it was over the loudspeaker. So the ball back to the 25-yard line. So that 15-yard celebration penalty gets wiped out by the hold, essentially. And now trips to the left. Robinson next to Davis in the shotgun as the Setters have a 5-point lead. Snap. Given to Robinson. He trips and falls for maybe a half-yard gain there. 2nd and 9. All the momentum. Pace was just hammering away at the Eagles, but the Eagles held. Field goal in the third, field goal to start the fourth, with some penalties that helped back them up. And particularly, if you remember, at the end of the third quarter, the Eagles had the Setters had a touchdown wiped out by an ineligible player downfield. Then the second field goal, the Eagles held, and then the 90-yard kickoff return by the potential All-American Josh Tracy. And now, 2nd and 9 from the 26. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Smith is the inside receiver on the trip side. Snap to Davis, looks to the left, still looking for Smith. He dumps it off at the 25, missed the tackle, gained 5 as Andrew Hosey took it on the far side. Gained 5, should have gained nothing as the Eagles missed the tackle, but then brought down by the combination of Amir Johnson and Miles Snead. 3rd and 4 at the 26 as the crowd getting up for this play here. Lots of time still left in the fourth quarter, and all the momentum on the Eagles side right now after Pace has done a great job in the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter, taking everybody out of it. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. Smith is the near side, far side receiver, but inside for Davis on 3rd and 4. Snap to Davis. Smith turns around, but he's double guarded. Davis tries to turn the corner and tries to get the first down on his own. He's going to be about a yard short. He should be short, and he is short. They got Davis at the 39. He needed the 34. He needed the 35. He's short by a yard, and that's 4th down. Great job by the Eagles there. They double-teamed Smith, and that's where he was looking for. Smith turned around right at the first down marker, but was double covered. That forced Davis out of the pocket. He ran to the left, tried to get the first down, that 6'3" frame of his, and he came up a yard short, and a huge job by the Eagles to get off the field. Again, all the momentum, and out to kick is Decker McNally. Actually, it's Evan Glusick at the 20, gets the ball off. Tracy back to take the punt, but it bounces at the 35 and bounces backwards to the 36. So a 29-yard punt by Glusick. And the Eagles get the ball 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line, trailing by 5. So they got a special teams touchdown. Now they have to get another offensive touchdown. This is where the Eagles have struggled today. Trailing 20-15. Twin receivers left, single receiver right, 2 in the backfield. That's White and Emmanuel flanking Famicon, who's the quarterback on this series. Snap to Famicon. Hands it to, that's White. And he's taken down by 7, Jeremy Mendez, defensive lineman out of Patterson, New Jersey. Those 6 and 8s look very similar. Sometimes you just want to make sure who took the ball. White gained 2, 2nd and 8. Eagles don't have to rush, but it would be good if they can get some points here. Twins to the right, Josh Tracy left, all alone, one-on-one. You might want to see a fly pattern here by Tracy. There's nobody over there, and the safety's not there either. Snap to Famicon. Gives the handoff to White, who tries to get to the corner. Actually, that was Emmanuel that time with 8. not 6. He gained maybe a half yard, and that's 2nd and 8. It's an interesting setup as Tracy's all alone on the left-hand side. He's being watched by Jalen Johnson. There's no safety help on that left-hand side, or it wasn't at least on that last play. Be interesting to see maybe run a fly route to Tracy, but now they've rolled the safety over there, so that's not as likely this time. As 6 defensive backs on the field for pace on 3rd and 8. Famicon takes it, has a pocket, steps up in the pocket, has some space, throws the ball wide open, and caught at the 45 is guess who? Mr. Everything, Josh Tracy. That'll move the sticks, and that's an Eagle first down. Who else but Josh Tracy makes the catch at the 46-yard line officially into setter territory. As Tracy alone, twins on the left, twins on the right, with Emmanuel next to Famicon in the shotgun. Snap to Famicon. Out goes Emmanuel. Fakes his screen to Tracy at the wide receiver screen. He gets it at the 45-40. At the 35-30, makes a veer. He's at the 25 and falls, or he would have been gone. A last-second trip, legal trip, by Jalen Johnson kept Mr. Everything from going in for another touchdown. As Tracy gains 21 yards on that reception. And it's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Nine minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Eagles driving, trailing by 5. Pistol formation with Emmanuel behind Famicon. Snap. Hands it off up the middle, but luckily we'll get a yard out of it, but tackled down by 97, Jason Chavis, sophomore out of Clementon, New Jersey. Well, they'll actually give him 2 on that play, and credit to Emmanuel for getting the 2, because they had him pretty well hammered up. Clock ticking down here in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time, though, to be clear. But the Eagles driving. Twins to the left, twins to the right. It's White next to Famicon in the shotgun this time. They have the one-on-one they want with Tracy on the left side. There's no safety help. But Johnson backs up. Tracy could just turn around and have 15 yards right there. Famicon throws it deep in the corner. He's got somebody. It's caught. What a catch by White. It's a touchdown. Oh, my. I thought he overthrew him, but White jumped up and caught it with one hand. And the Eagles have taken a 21-20 lead. As into the nest goes Adonis White on the touchdown catch. His first catch of the season, and what a catch it was, as the Eagles have scored quickly 14 points. Now with an opportunity to score 2 more, they're going for 2. They're up 1. It's 21-20 Eagles. They scored 15 points in a little more than 4 minutes. Going for 2. Twins to the left, short side. They put the ball on the far left hash. Snap to Famicon. Looks, rolls, looking for somebody, trying to find a hole. He scrambles to the right. Keeps going. There's going to be a holding penalty. It's not going to matter. There's a holding penalty right in the middle of the field. Even I saw that. That's a holding penalty on the Eagles. It's going to push them back 10 yards. It's absolutely a holding penalty on the Eagles. As even I saw that one. Trey Pinkney. Excuse me, sorry, not Trey Pinkney. Arthur DeLima, 6'4", freshman out of Newark, New Jersey. He held, I believe that's 74. No, I'm sorry. I want to make sure we get the right guy. It's 79, Reese Hadika. He's the one who committed the holding penalty, the left tackle. Twins to the left, twins to the right. So they back him up 10 yards. They have to get to the end zone because this is a 2-point conversion. So wipe the 2-point conversion off the board. 21-20 still. Famicon takes the snap. Looks over the middle, scrambles again. Looks to the right, looking for somebody. He's got to throw it. He finally throws it up in the air and out of bounds. Tried to throw it into the corner. Was looking for... Couldn't see who that was. I think it was 18. He was looking for Anthony Gambino. But wiped the 2-point conversion off the board because of the hold. Eagles still went for 2, which was the right play, but now the Eagles lead by 1 instead of 3. And with 7:06 to go in the fourth quarter, the Eagles have scored 15 points in 4 minutes and have taken a 20-7 deficit to a 21-7 to 14 points in 4 minutes, and have taken a 20-7 deficit to a 21-20 lead. Again, rarefied air for the Eagles. If you remember, of course, they only had 1 win in their program history coming into this season. They win going away in the second half against West Virginia Wesleyan. And then last week, they took a late lead with under 30 seconds to go and then gave up can't call it a Hail Mary, but gave up a last-second touchdown that cost them the game out in Ohio. But here again, fourth quarter lead against a team that sort of owned them the last couple of years. As the program builds, down 2 possessions, they score quickly. Let's see how these final 7 minutes play out. Kane kicks the ball. It's going to be short, so caught by Smith at the 10. 10, 15, 20, 25, gets a hole, spins away 30. He's going to get tackled, though, by several people, led by Anthony Gambino, who drags Smith down with a heavy tackle. And now the Setters, who trail for the first time today, 21-20, with 6:56 to go in the fourth quarter. Trailing for the first time today. It's been a fun football game. We've had a little bit of everything. Interceptions, long touchdown passes, kickoff returns for touchdowns, 2-point conversions, field goals, extra points. Fun football game here today, folks. Hopefully you're enjoying it wherever you are. Trips to the right, single receiver left. Robinson next to Davis in the backfield. Walden showing blitz, backs off the receiver. Now still comes in on the blitz. Robinson gets the handoff. He'll get 2 yards. Walden fake blitz, went back to cover his man, then came in. And is that Robinson down? It is Robinson down after a 2-yard gain. Injury timeout. With 6:45 remaining in the fourth quarter, Robinson down, holding his right knee. After a 2-yard gain, Walden with the tackle. Early third quarter up in New Haven, 34-13, University of New Haven over Franklin Pierce as they scored a touchdown early in the third quarter, 34-13. AIC defeated St. A's 37-20. And on Friday, Bentley 34, Southern Connecticut 24 in NE10 conference play. Injury timeout on the field for Robinson, who gets up under his own power and is slow to get up, but is walking off under his own power, which is always a good sign after taking the heavy hit. Waiting for Robinson to get back off the field. Trips to the left, single receiver right, 2nd and 7 with McGuire next to Davis. Davis back to pass, looks right, throws right, dropped by Gary Wilkins. First time we said his name, 5'9", 205 from the Bronx, New York. Would have been a gain of about 2 or 3 as the Eagles were wrapping around him, but the drop makes it 3rd and 7 instead of 3rd and 4. And now the Eagles looking to get off the field. Leading by 1. Trips right. Smith is the inside receiver. Single to the left. McGuire, the running back, next to Davis on his left. Davis up the middle, but the blitz comes through, and he's tackled down on the blitz by the Eagles, led by Zachary Jones with a big sack of Davis. And we talked about this all game, how the Setters were second to last in the nation in sacks given up this season, and they give up one there in a big 3rd and 7. And with 6:09 to go in the fourth quarter, it'll force them to punt. Tracy, Mr. Everything, standing on the 40-yard line, on his own 40-yard line, as Glusick back to kick. He gets it up in the air. Tracy's going to let that bounce again. Let's see if it bounces forward. It goes off the pace guy, off of number 27, Nathaniel Brown. That should move the ball up a little bit because it went off of Nathaniel Brown, but let's see where they officially mark it. It's right now at the 31. See where they put it. And that's correctly called. The officials talking to each other. It went off the pace player Nathaniel Brown. Once he touches it, that's the spot of the ball. Because it went off of Brown and went 14 yards further downfield to the 31. Instead, it's going to be at the 45 of the Eagles, leading by 1. Now, from the pace perspective, even if the Eagles score a touchdown, they're still within 1 possession. But Famicon, who just led the last drive, is out there again. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. In the pistol is Emmanuel. Famicon hands it to Emmanuel, who goes up the middle for about 5, thrown down right at midfield. 2nd and 5. Single receiver left, single looks like twins to the right, although they're still setting the formation up. And this is what we talked about before. Ball is sort of at midfield. Tracy's one-on-one on the left side at the moment where this is set up. Being watched by Jalen Johnson. This may be one of those times you want to fly down the field with an opportunity. Would look a little bit better if the ball was a little bit more midfield, but there's no safety help. Let's see what they do. Snap to Famicon. Hands it off into a dog pile of players, although that pile's being pushed, and after a gain of close to 3 or 4, down is Emmanuel. Good job by Emmanuel. Pushed that pile for 4 yards. The 2nd and 5. He should have been down after about a yard or 2. Got it all the way to the 46. 3rd and 1. You'd almost like to move Tracy in about 2 or 3 steps toward the formation. Keep that same formation and run him wide because he's got the speed on a one-on-one. I know you want to talk about not looking for him all the time, but when you have your best Mr. Everything receiver one-on-one on the outside, you want to utilize that. 3rd and 1, big time here. Let's see if the big fatties up front can make the play. Handoff, they're going to get the first down. Good job by the offensive line there to push enough. It's going to be a gain of 3. Initially got him the 1 yard he needed was Isaiah Emmanuel. Enough for a first down. The Eagles move the chains, but a player is down for pace as the ball's at the 42-yard line. I think that's Jeremy Mendez, number 7. He's on the ground right now. So an injury timeout with 3:55 remaining in a fast-moving second half. Eagles lead by 1. Ball on the 42. And this is what's great about the game of football, folks, is the strategy involved here. So many things you can do right now. Obviously, the most obvious one is you have 3 timeouts. You want to get the Eagles off the field if you're pace. Get the ball back, try to figure out a way to get in some points. Get a field goal, touchdown, however you want to do that. Eagles want to just keep the ball slowly moving it on the ground, grinding it out. You still have the 2-minute timeout now, which will give essentially pace a 4th timeout with 3:55 to go. First down from the 42. But so much sort of strategy as this sort of continues forward as to what may or may not happen. But let's remember right now pace has 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Eagles driving, 1st and 10 at the 42, leading by 1. Famicon has twins to the left, single receiver to the right. There is safety help, though, on the left-hand side. So Tracy not one-on-one necessarily. You could throw a flyer down the line. And then in the pistol is Emmanuel behind Famicon. Snap to Famicon. Hands off to Emmanuel, who gets around a tackle or 2, gains a yard. He'll give him 2. Got to the 40. You can see the setters trying to punch the ball out from Emmanuel as time keeps ticking away. Now, under 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Eagles are going to let every second they can roll off the clock. Setters still have 3 timeouts, so they can get off the field here. They'll be able to use some on offense. If the Eagles get another first down, get ready for timeouts to be called. Probably call a timeout here if they don't get the first down because you have that 2-minute timeout. So take one on the other side. But let's see. Handoff again. They push the pile into the backfield and knock them back to the original time of scrimmage. And just like I said, they call the timeout. So 3rd and 10 with 2:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Eagles lead by 1. So now the question for the Eagles is you put the ball in the air or you force it to go down to the 2-minute warning. It'll be 3rd and 11 from the 43. Interesting. It's an interesting decision to say the least. Next upcoming Eagles game, the Eagles will be at Assumption on Friday, 6 p.m. on Flow Sports NE10 Now Network. Then they'll be at St. A's 2 weeks from today, also on Flow Sports and the NE10 Now Network. That's October 5th. The next home game will be October 12th at noon against Southern Connecticut State University. That's homecoming weekend here. Not 1 p.m. at noon, so we'll be live 11:45 on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. That is October 12th. The next home game for your Eagles. 3rd and 11. Receivers on both sides. Emmanuel in the pistol. Gambino goes in motion. They hand off to Emmanuel, who gets maybe back to now. He's going to lose 3. And then they'll call timeout. Will Pace. So a loss of 3. 4th and 15 with 2:21 to go in the fourth quarter. Because he went backwards, lost yards, that's why they call that second timeout. Now they'll have 1 timeout of their own and a 2-minute warning upcoming as the Eagles will punt 4th and 11 from the 46-yard line. Eagle D has stepped up when they needed to. They've really, other than the opening drive for Pace where they scored the touchdown, and then you talk about the 2-play 76-yard drive where it was essentially a 76-yard touchdown pass. The Eagles have held firm. They held them to 2 field goals, particularly in a dominant third quarter by Pace. They dominated that third quarter. They pushed the line, but the Eagles held them to field goals. Remember, we talked about it. 3rd and goal from the 1, a quarterback draw by Davis that got stopped, and on 4th and goal from the 1, Pace kicked the field goal instead of trying for the touchdown. Looked like a good play at the time. You take it up 2 scores, not questioning the decision. But look back on that moment. 3rd and goal from the 1. The Eagles make the big stop there after getting sort of bullied around by Pace in that third quarter. End of the third quarter. The beginning of the fourth quarter, the touchdown pass. That was called back for a legal man downfield. That's a field goal instead of a touchdown. Kane takes the punt at the 40, gets it up in the air, and it will be fair caught at the 15-yard line by Harper. That's where the Setters will start. 1st and 10 from the 15, trailing by 1. So each team has had the moments, and take it back to after the Eagles took the 1-point lead. They converted the 2-point conversion, but a holding penalty took that off the board as well. So instead of 3 points for a tie, it's 3 points for a win for Pace right now. 2:14 to go in the fourth quarter. They have 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning. Eagles, if they make a stand, they win. Running back to the right, twins to the left, twins on either side. Smith is the inside receiver on the right side. Crowd chanting defense. Davis takes the shotgun snap, looks left, now looks over the middle, throws it to the right. It is caught out of the backfield for a gain of maybe 2 and out of bounds. That'll stop the clock by Christopher McGuire. Before the 2-minute warning, so that stops the clock after a gain of 2. Also remember that the 4-down territory on every play right now, so you gain 3 yards a snap, you're going to get the first down because they're going to go for it on every play. And actually, my apologies, the clock doesn't stop now. That's the change in the college rule. It's going to go to the 2-minute warning, which it just did. Change in the college rules. In the old days, that clock stopped under 5 minutes when you went out of bounds. Now, because of the 2-minute warning, they took that out-of-bounds stoppage under 5 minutes off the board. It's now only under 2 minutes. So we're at the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter with the Eagles leading 21-20. And these final 2 minutes brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Second and let's call it 9. Well, let's call it 8. From the 17-yard line. 1 timeout to go. They also get the stoppage on the first down and anything out of bounds. McGuire to Davis's right, trips left. Smith is the inside receiver on the left, 1 receiver right. Eagles show blitz but back off. Davis takes a low snap. He fumbles the ball. It's dropped on the ground, but he picks it back up, and he throws it to Smith, who's open. What a great play by Davis. He escapes the tackle, though, and to the 45, to midfield. He is still going, and then finally tackled. What a play by Davis. That's his play of the game, Ashawn Davis right there. A low snap that got bobbled and dropped. He picked it up, somehow managed to escape the players chasing him. He stepped up in the pocket, found Smith, and then Smith did a lot of work and turned it all the way around. That is a gain of 48 yards. Smith now out, trips left, single receiver right. Ball at the 35. He ended up out of bounds, so let's stop the clock. Davis steps up in the pocket, looks for a hole, makes a nice move, gains about 10 yards. He gets a first down. Now the Eagles have to start worrying about their own timeouts. Clock stopped as they move the chains. 1:40 to go. Ball at the 24-yard line. Davis looks left, looks right, looking for somebody, scrambles in the pocket, throws it all the way over on the right side, caught by McGuire. Eagles trying to get him out of bounds, and they did get him out of bounds. That stops the clock. That allows the Eagles not to use their timeouts. 2nd and 3, but now the Eagles have to consider using their timeouts because if they kick a field goal, you need enough time to get back down the field. As Ashawn Davis, who has struggled at times, made a phenomenal play on a low snap that got fumbled. He, instead of just falling on it, he picked it up, stepped through the pocket, found Smith, and then Smith did a lot of work to gain 45 yards, but Davis's poise on that play really helped out. Trips left, single receiver right. It's McGuire next to Davis with 1:23 to go. Davis, back to pass, looking, still looking. Now bouncing out of the pocket, tucks his head down. He'll get the first down. He'll get to the 5. Again, the Eagles have to start considering using their timeouts. Clock stopped. Right now, the Eagles are not using their timeouts. Clock is stopped. Now it's ticking. 1:11 to go. Eagles not calling their timeouts. And right now, if I'm Pace, I'm just going very slow. I'm going to kill some time here because I am in field goal range. Let's see what they do. Snap. Holds, waits, throws it over on the right-hand side. Caught by McGuire. Eagles need to call a timeout. Now they have. 2nd and goal, 45 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. It was Pace who actually called the timeout, not the Eagles. Interesting. Not sure why Pace would have called the timeout there. I would just let clock tick down. This is almost a scenario that happened last week where the Eagles had the ball almost in this exact same position. So now if you're the Eagles, what do? Do you let Pace just score and then have 3 timeouts and try to march yourself down the field with a chance to win the game? I know the touchdown makes it not a field goal versus the touchdown versus other situations, but Eagles going to have to use their timeouts here, and because they have enough, you want to be smart here. 5 wide receivers, so empty backfield. Smith is the inside receiver on the right. Second and goal from the 3. Snap to Davis. Backs up, looks. He's going to be, nope, he escapes for a moment. Now he is sacked. Eagles need to call the timeout now. And they do, so that pushes them back 6 yards with 35 seconds to go. And again, we talk about strategy as we did at the timeout, at the injury timeout with about 2:55 to go. We talked about strategy, and there's so much going on right now. So 38 seconds, they're resetting the game clock. 3rd down. Setters need a touchdown. You can almost assuredly think they're going to put this ball on the ground, make the Eagles call the timeout. I can't imagine he's going to try to throw it to the end zone. Not because he can't or because that's necessarily, it's just why put the ball in the air. Make the Eagles call the next timeout, and if you have faith in your field goal kicker, and he's already hit one from range today in Dylan Squiliciati, you give him an opportunity to win the game because the ball is at the 15 right now, so it's a 33-yard field goal. I'm sorry, actually, they moved the down marker. He was at the 10, excuse me. So it's, are they going to, nope, they're not, okay. Trips left, single receiver right. It's McGuire next to Davis in the shotgun. You can almost figure they're going to hand it off and put it into the line and give him an opportunity. I'd be surprised if they did anything else, but let's see. Snap. Nope, they're going to let him throw it, actually. Moves into the pocket, moves to the left. He throws it out of bounds, which is the wise move. But that stops the clock. It gives the Eagles a free timeout. Interesting call. Again, Squiliciati, good kicker. He might make this, but gives the Eagles an extra timeout because he threw it out of bounds. He almost would have been better just falling on the ground. Left-footed kicker with the ball on the left-handed hash mark. It's officially a 26-yard field goal. Ball on the 16. And now the Eagles call timeout. With 31 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, Eagles lead by 1, but a field goal attempt upcoming. And they're going to make Squiliciati think about it. The redshirt senior, 5'11", 200 pounds, out of Kings Park, New York. He's 2 for 2 today. 3 for 3 on the season. He's a left-footed kicker. Ball is close to the left-hand hash, so it's more in the middle of the field. Wind is blowing slightly. Not a lot of wind right now, but now the flag's picked up a little bit. It's blowing in a little bit. Snap, spot, kick is down, and it is true and good. And with 28 seconds to go in regulation time, 23-21 goes Pace. Nice job there by the holder to put that ball down. And the Eagles have 28 seconds to get an opportunity. They have 1 timeout. They'll also have stoppages on first down. Not sure if it's going to be Taylor or Famicon who comes out to be quarterback, but Pace would be insane if they allowed this kick to go to Josh Tracy. There are a lot of things that could happen here. If you kick the ball to Josh Tracy, you have... I'm just not sure why you would do that at this point. Given everything he has done this season and everything that he has done today, I wouldn't put the ball within 15 yards. I'd rather kick it out of bounds than give it to him at this point, given his propensity to return the ball. But Glusick is going to kick it off from the 35-yard line. 28 seconds to go. Eagles trail by 2. Eagles were in this exact same position on the other side last week, except they needed a touchdown. They're going to kick it to Tracy, which is shocking. Caught it at the 5. Tracy Makes a veer to the left, gets over one person, escapes the hole, gets away up to the 30, and he's brought down at the 30. That killed 5 seconds. 21 seconds remain in the fourth quarter. I don't know Aiden Kane's range, but you got to figure the Eagles need at least 40 yards to give it a chance. That would put him down at the setter 30. They have one timeout, 21 seconds. If Tracy had missed that one tackler, though, he might have been gone, which, again, Tracy one-on-one on the far side. I know you got to get the ball over there, and it's Malachi Taylor who's the quarterback. Trips left, single receiver right. Eagles need 30 yards, 40 yards, actually, to get a legitimate attempt. Taylor back, steps up in the pocket, looking for somebody. He's got to get a blocker. If he gets a blocker, gets out of bounds, he'll gain 10, get out of bounds, but killed 8 seconds. Eagles need 30 yards in 13 seconds. They still have the timeout, so they can throw it over the middle of the field. But that took 8 seconds of the 21 that they had. Single receiver left, that's Tracy. Trips to the right. Again, if you can get Tracy on an out and up, you have an opportunity here on the left. There's no safety help at the moment. Snap. Taylor looks over, throws it up the middle. It's caught. Eagles have to get out of bounds. Well, they have the timeout. They're out of bounds, so they kill it with 5.6 to go. They still need 20. Again, I don't know Kane's range. Can he make a 55-yarder if he absolutely has to? I don't know. That still requires 15. Eagles have one timeout, 0.6 seconds, so you got to throw, and he's going to use the timeout. So is this going to be a Hail Mary now, or is that the plan here, or are they going to try to throw a quick 10-yard out, maybe get 10 more yards? Again, without knowing Kane's full range, 10 yards is going to make it 55 yards. Can he make a 55-yarder? Actually, really, it's 13 to 14 yards to make that 55-yarder. To try the 55-yarder, excuse me. Very good game. 23-21. First and 10 for the Eagles, 49-yard line, but there's only 5 seconds left. Can't throw it in the middle of the field, and you can throw it in the middle of the field, get the first down, and potentially spike it, but low snap, it's fumbled away, it's bobbled, that'll end the game. They were going to do the Hail Mary, but ultimately none of it matters because Taylor took a low snap, the ball got dropped, doesn't matter if they're fighting for it at midfield. Looks like the Oklahoma drill between the two players, but doesn't matter, the game's over. As the clock ticks away, and the Eagles lose their NE10 conference opener 23-21. Tough way to lose. An exciting fourth quarter. The Eagles trailed by 13 going into the early stages of the fourth quarter, 17-7 after 3, but 20-7 early in the fourth quarter. The Eagles on a 90-yard kickoff return by Josh Tracy cut it to 20-13, then a 2-point conversion on a fumbled snap, mind you, on the extra point attempt, made it 20-15 as Famicon found Gambino. Then the Eagles got the ball back on offense. They scored again to make it 21-20. They went for 2, which was the right play, got the 2-point conversion, but there was a holding penalty on the offensive line, which wiped the 2 points off the board. They tried again, were unable to score. That, instead of a 3-point lead, it became a 1-point lead. And that gave the Setters an opportunity after the Eagles had an opportunity to put the game, not away, but to increase their lead. Late in the fourth quarter, the Setters held, used their timeouts wisely, and then the play of the game really by Ashawn Davis on a low snap that was fumbled. Instead of just falling on the ball, which might have been the safe play, he picked it up, stepped up through the pocket, found Tyreek Smith, who went 48 yards, and that set them up in Eagle territory, which eventually created the game-winning field goal. Stats brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all the information Post degree programs, visit campus, take a tour, or apply. Go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Let's get you the individual stats here. First for Pace, Ashawn Davis, 21 for 34, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 309 yards. So he breaks the 300-yard barrier. Anthony Robinson, 14 carries, 85 yards. Davis had 10 carries for 41 yards. Christopher McGuire, 3 carries, 15 yards. Lennon Fulgencio had 1 carry for 6 yards, and Tyreek Smith 2 for 4 yards. Where Smith did his damage was catching the ball. 9 receptions, 209, 2 touchdowns. Harper, 4 catches, 49 yards. Ennis had 2 for 19, McGuire 3 for 15, Hosey 2 for 12, and Fusco 1 for 5. But let's remember, at halftime, only 2 people had caught the ball. That was Smith and Harper, so a little bit more of a spread-out game as we went through the fourth quarter. For the Eagles, the two-headed monster was 10 for 18 overall with 3 interceptions. Taylor 4 for 9, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 103 yards. Famicon 6 for 9, 1 interception, 1 touchdown, 95 yards, so 198 yards total. Emmanuel 25 carries, 82 yards. Famicon 9 for 45. Malachi Taylor 2 for 12. Josh Tracy 2 for 3. And Adonis White 1 for 2. Tracy's damage in the air, 5 catches, 148 yards, and a touchdown. Adonis White 3 for 35 and a touchdown. 1 for 11 for Makai Brown. I think that's mismarked. And Isaiah Emanuel 1 for 4 in the air, where, again, Tracy was the primary person. And, again, Tracy's damage, 148 yards in the air, 3 yards on the ground, and then a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That's 241 yards of total offense for Josh Tracy today, who, again, Mr. Everything, doing it for the Eagles. Aiden Kane 0 for 1 in field goal attempts. Dylan Squiliciati 3 for 3, including the game winner with 28 seconds to go. Ty Smith 3 kickoff returns for 51 yards, while Josh Tracy was 2 for 117 yards. So actually, let me update his stats for you. It's 268 yards of total offense and 2 touchdowns. Bandy had 3 returns for 35 yards. So that'll do it. Tough way to lose. The Eagles now close twice, losing a game at the buzzer last week and losing it today with 28 seconds to go but with an opportunity to come back. But they fall today 23-21 in their NE10 home opener. They'll be on the road Friday at Assumption, 6 p.m. up in Worcester, Massachusetts. It's on Flow Sports and the NE10 Now Network. The Eagles will be back home again on Saturday, October 12th, 12 noon, pregame 11:45 on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. It's homecoming weekend, so see where the Eagles are standing-wise if they fall to 1-2. For Pace, they are now also 1-2. They're 1-0 in the NE10. Their next game is at Franklin Pierce a week from today up in New Hampshire. So that'll do it for us. I'm Jeff Nelson. Final score tonight, the Pace Setters 23.